A lot of
Another hand.
special packs. Oh, Immolate is
Quite a
huge here. Immolate is huge. Oh,
That was a lot of face cards, though. Was that any kings? Do we
No,
know?
no kings there.
Wow.
There were no kings in the side of that Immolate, and even if there was, $20 is $20.
$20 is $20.
Look at the spaceman value here. Spaceman value is insane.
Dude,
Spaceman.
This guy's popping off.
Is that a
Spaceman's
hologram?
popping
Yeah.
off.
Okay, but now we need to not die.
Should we?
Surely we
gotta
don't
talk
die.
about Phantom has a spaceman. Doesn't have the Oops All Sixes that's given huge value from Esther Kami's side.
Yeah. Is this true? Insane if true, by the way. This is the biggest Balatro PvP stream so far.
It is. We're at 206 viewers, yeah.
Oh damn.
This early on in the tournament, very nice.
Damn.
Yeah. Round of applause for you, the viewers. Thank you for watching.
Everybody wants to know what's going on with the Bad Lotro. This is a unique rule set. This isn't how we usually play our weekly tournaments.
Temperance value. Temperance
Huge.
value, Barrett being, and also you're playing on black deck as well. That extra Joker slot. Bull is an insane amount of chips. What did we sell
huge.
What did we sell?
We sold out of Blue Joker. We sold out of Blue Joker, which is extra chips.
Yeah. And also that makes it so that we can actually dig for more kings. Because if you didn't know, Blue Joker does take into consideration the size of your deck. Spaceman doing the thing.
Dude, this is the best Spaceman I've ever seen. Even considering the Oops All Sixes being on Esther Kami's side, Spaceman has brought so many times.
We have a level 7. I don't know what level. What is in there?
It's level 8,
Temperance. More money.
Oh. These temperance values are a lot larger than you expect them to be because Baron is qualified as a legendary Joker in the Bad Lotro rule set.
Yeah, and now it doesn't matter that the taxes is quite large. What is that? Wait,
15.
is it? I thought it was large. It's only 15. I thought it would be larger.
15. Nope.
What the hell?
We sold 3 Jokers on Esther Kami's side.
Nah, it's not just Jokers. It's Planet cards and.
No. It's only Jokers. It's only Jokers. It's still.
It's only Jokers.
Only Jokers.
I thought it was like any consumables.
Yeah, just like everybody else thinks the first time they see it. But no, it's only Jokers.
Wait, really? Can we get some? Yeah. Can we get some? Okay, damn. I thought it would be. Oh damn!
Honestly, I think it might be a little bit too powerful if it was Celestials, but I kind of want to see it happen. I think
I want it to be like anything. If he sell anything, but I think. Oh, I'm not sure. Well, that's a Steel King on the side of Esther. I mean, that's a lot of kings.
A lot of kings on Esther Kami's side.
Remember,
fist value from the Queen as well.
Yeah. Oh, look at this chips. 46,000. And only 6k on the side of Phantoms.
We do have, I think at this point, more kings on Phantom's side, but it's about how much chips we can get. We do have a lot of foil on Phantom's side, but it's not enough to cover for the bull.
Yeah, this bull is
certainly not enough to cover for the Spaceman.
Yeah, Spaceman is going crazy. But it is level 6 to level 7, I think. Yeah, level 6 to level 7. In terms of high card value.
Esther Kami's just raking in the planet levels with this blue seal and then with the the Spaceman. I'm not sure why Phantom is holding on to the Showman for so long. We're not seeing a whole lot of value.
They have to hold on to it for survival. That's a double Saturn card.
Double Saturn, not what you want to see out of that Showman.
We are selling the bull for the free reroll.
I'm sorry, we're selling the bull for Chaos?
Yeah, we did that.
Esther Kami, how highly do you rate Hallucination? I mean, you do have...
With the dice,
it's a guaranteed tarot card, but
yeah,
I think you catch me every day of the week. I'm selling out of my Hallucination to
keep
my
no, you have to consider this, right? We need to get as much value from the Spaceman, and Bull means we win too fast. Look, we're leveling up this high card a lot more.
Oh my god, you're right. They're sandbagging for content. God damn it, I'm a fool.
They're sandbagging for this fucking... Dude, this Spaceman has been treating us well. Do you see this?
So well. A level 11 high card, is it going to hit for us again?
Oh.
Nope.
No, unfortunately not.
Sad. We can only sandbag so much.
Oh, Lava does say that it should fix for everything. Oh, there's the. I mean, no,
Texas
you
does not
opened
work
the.
with everything right now.
Yeah, apparently it doesn't work with everything, but it should. Oh, there's an
Oh,
arc.
printed on a
Oh!
Steel King!
You didn't consider the double Baron. The double
Oh
Baron
my.
was so correct. It was so correct there to sell for the double Baron. No, Estrakami, you autopiloted. You autopiloted. Oh, we're
Wait,
getting
you're saying double Baron? I'm not sure I understand.
like there was,
Was
an
there
Ankh.
was there a
There
magnet?
was an Ankh. There was an Ankh.
There was an Ankh.
There was an Ankh. You
have a high card level. It's true.
You absolutely rip. You absolutely
Oh my
rip
god.
the double Baron there.
That's crazy. I didn't notice it because I was trying to pay attention to our consumable slots.
Yeah. But I saw the Ankh, but she took the cryptid instead.
Man.
Kind of a fumble, but with this bead, we will be able to win.
Absolutely. And Phantom didn't see it either, it looks like.
I didn't see because of the showman. The showman.
That's what it was. No, I was wondering why we saw two cryptids there. I was like, well, this doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I'm not used to it, but
The showman has.
we've seen a lot of showmen hurting people this tournament so far. We saw last game we saw showman covering up a couple of cool cards, and then now we see showman's. That
is a lot. That is a big mod list. Do you see that?
Shit.
That is a
Holy
shit mod list. Dear
Showing over
God.
the driver's license.
Screen.
Taking
Dear
over
God.
driver's license as well.
I mean, I
What's
don't think it
going
was active. Stuntman.
Ooh, it's pretty good for the build we're going for, but apparently not.
I mean, we don't. I mean, hand size is valuable, but it seems like I mean, I think it's just in the bag for Estrakami here. The bean
Yeah.
is fucking insane.
We're on our last life for Phantom here.
Yeah, it seems like. I mean, yeah. There's no way. No, there's no way. Yeah, there's no way. Do you see the amount of kings we have in our hand right now that are all steel?
Yep. There's just no way. I don't think I see any. And
Oh, the plus 20 is fucking huge. Oh, and
Spaceman
good
treats
night.
us so well. 1 million per hand played. There's no way to come back from that.
Fucking night. Good night. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. The Baron.
We have all of our Steel Kings, I think. We have all of our Steel Kings at this point as well.
You know, it would have been so tragic. It would have been so good. It would have been
The double
so
Baron.
good if this showman did not block the Ankh there.
That could have been a real tempo reset.
Oh, nah, yeah, no, it would have easily cleared 1 million. Oh, that's so tragic.
It's over. It's over for
07.
Phantom.
Showman
Estrakami takes
takes
the
the
win.
showman gambits.
I don't understand holding on to the showman for the whole game. I don't get it. We are on Blackbet. You do have an extra slot to put in whatever you want, and seeing the true shop, as the other Phantom puts it, is something interesting. But man, that game came down to a lot of deck building choices technically, but I can't even really call them that. Phantom didn't have all the opportunities that Estrakami had.
Yeah, because of the showman blocking all the valuable stuff.
It's crazy.
All right. I'm working on getting a second game available. Hold on. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a showman absolutely cook somebody that hard before in the opposite direction.
In the
It's true, a lot-
opposite direction.
Showman fans are in shambles right now, I think. This is crazy. A little bit of a bracket check while we're waiting for our next game. I want to inform everybody that 2K is making another generational run already in round 3, taking names. Had to fight Trains and might have to fight Jesus or Gamelays in their next match. That's a match that I would have liked to see streamed, the Jesus versus Gamelays one. That one, I imagine that's going to be a crazy game. But in both of those...
I zoned out. What are we talking about?
I'm talking about the bracket. I'm just updating us all on the bracket. 2K's moved on to round 3. Other names that we might know. The next match for Estrakami is against Clust, a very powerful player. And we've got, oh man, another cool game going on in round 3 as well. Kazakh Boris versus Pizza Power.
You
Two
know,
big
I just
pieces.
got baited.
God.
I just got
baited?
baited. That's not actually Pizza Power 55. That's
That's
Pizza
not
Power
Pizza Power.
55,
Pizza Power 55
Enjoyer, who is
I'm
actually
going to
Obelisk
rename the
in
person, I
disguise.
swear to
It has
fucking
to
God.
be Obelisk. Yeah, it has to be Obelisk. Still be. I can scam it. Well, my goat SPAB is streaming. Oh no.
Let me do a thing called rename.
I need to check on my boy.
I swear to
SPAB.
God, if Obelisk keeps renaming themselves,
my
I'm gonna
God.
have a conniption.
I swear, if Obelisk is gonna keep renaming him themselves, I'm just gonna put him like in seed 100 every single time
don't do
because
that,
it
don't do
it breaks the seeding. Every single time you change your username, I
so
have
annoying.
to manually remove you from the leaderboard, and it's annoying.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I am the Kazakh Boris versus Obelisk Enjoyer is still actually a huge
Mig.
match.
Hello,
That
hello,
would be
Mig.
something very nice to see. Yeah, we'll have Mix here on for the next commentary, I think.
Yeah,
I think I'll probably be rotating that.
Yeah, Roko, you're
I mean,
stepping in there.
no, I can commentate one more.
Yep. If you want to step out, I can also cover 2.
No, it's
Yeah.
all that my no, it's fine. I have a stream I want to watch and I'm very invested in, but this is more important.
All right then. I'll let you guys sort out the bracket. Migs, maybe get familiar. Do we know what match we're gonna do next?
Yeah, we're
Meg?
doing Obelisk versus
Oh
Kozak
my
and
God.
Steelix.
Oh wait, no, hold on, Joe. You have to let me commentate the Obelisk match because he's gonna pull up Run and Bun, in the middle
Oh
of the
my
match.
God, but like I have to commentate my goat Obelisk, bro. I'm
You're
literally
absolutely
on her
Oh,
team. I am
swear.
literally on her team, bro.
You gotta let me do this. All right, hold on. I'll let you handle it.
I mean, if you want.
I'll let you handle it. I'll let you spectate the Obelisk game. It's gonna be a very fun game. I know Obelisk hates the regular format because Retrigger is the bane of their existence. But now
It's a bane of mine existent as well. I want
that's
you
why
to
you get
know.
along so well. That's why you get along so well.
We're literally on the same team. Yeah.
All right, I'll let you guys take it from there.
Thank you.
Just so you know, the stream can't see this yet. I'm still editing it and all that. All right. Also, everyone, welcome new commentator to the stage. We got Migs.
They were here for
Jova.
yesterday.
Oh, okay, got you.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all. Everybody, look at Obelisk cat. It's beautiful.
It is beautiful. So beautiful is mine, though. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know, my cat has extra thumbs.
If you don't feel that way about your personal
No, I'm
cat,
gonna
that it's
show
like
my
better,
cat. You
then
fucking still be bad. Still be.
all right. 1 second. Let me get the names in order. I'm just gonna put it as Kozak. All right.
Oh wait,
I think
Kozak
they're
Boris
good
versus
to-
Obelisk.
Yeah,
This is
that-
gonna be a hype match. Oh
I
my
literally,
God.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's-
God damn! If you didn't know, Obelisk plays like a complete crackhead. Clicking the reroll button. Interest isn't real. I keep saying that she should bring people to green deck, but I don't see it happen as often as you should.
Yeah. Also, I'm pretty sure Obelisk has said to me a few times they don't really care what pronouns you call them, but first, at least this stream, I asked them for pronouns. They said he, him.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I usually call her, but yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Do he, him for this one.
I'm pretty sure
They go by
they
Eddie
don't give
All.
any
It's
fucks, but-
fine. He's like me, okay? I go by Eddie All as well.
Not.
Yeah, they're picking
really,
their decks right now.
unfortunately. They have picked their decks. In fact, it is set up. Obelisk, can you fucking play the game?
Obelisk is trying to figure out how to get their cat on the stream while they play.
Can you get the game? You can always set up the cat cam later.
This is too funny. If you didn't know, Obelisk does stream himself playing 2 games at once. But you put the wrong partners on there anyway.
No. This is just copying the last one. This is copying the last one. I'm editing it.
Okay.
Hold on. Give me some time.
Then you can never go wrong. It's true. It's true. You literally can never go wrong.
Yeah, you can. You literally can't go wrong. It's impossible.
Also, Vagabond, I have to ask.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck was that game yesterday, man?
You know,
what did I watch?
What did I watch? Man? Is what was going on. I was praying for hack. If I got hacked, I would have won the game.
Yeah, you do know. No. Double Stuntman wins you the game, though. By the way.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't at all.
It literally does.
My chat was asking about it later. It 100% doesn't. I get 500 chips for but the thing is, I only have 1 card in my hand. Like, well, 3 cards. Like, whatever. No. We can talk about that later. There's a game going on right now.
You should at least pick up the ones that. My God, I got Sylvie. You can't be doing this. We're playing on a Erratic deck. Oh, we missed. Investment tag. All right.
Took it.
We both players taking the investment tag here on Erratic. I don't know what. I didn't get to see what there was in their deck. But Erratic is one of the decks where you can play those big hands early on. What is in the first Buffoon pack? Splash, Swash. Man, we got trash. We got absolute garbage.
I want to say it will be very interesting to see what cards they'll get, like what the majority will be, you know?
I mean, I can't tell because the stream I'm staring at is the cat stream, obviously. But okay, it's finally gone. It's finally minimized in the corner there. There we go. Perfect. Thank you, Sylvia. Alright, there we go. Can both players beat this blind? Yeah, they can. 4 of a kind 5s there. There we go. Investment tag. Both. Sorry.
It's okay, but what I was gonna say is it does seem that there are a lot of jacks, so looks like it might be a jack game, at least looking at Kozak's stream.
Oh my God, we click the reroll button and we get rewarded. That is a Michelle and a Let's Go Gambling. And the Swashbuckler is finally doing something.
Yeah.
It seems like Kozak has more money than Sylvie, which is very interesting. Well, here's the thing about Phantom Jokers, right? Is that it gives the opponent an information if you play fast. So you literally get punished for playing faster. Picking up the Dr. Acula there, Michelle, and Let's Go Gambling.
Yeah, it's already starting off strong with a ton of jokers here.
Yeah.
The only difference with Kozak getting the vampire, I wonder if they're gonna sell that or just try to build on that.
Michelle is gone. Michelle is gone. Michelle is gone. Those are the funniest. Those are the funniest. When Michelle just instantly leaves. We sell pacifists here. And Michelle was going to be leaving for Kozak as well, seeing as how it's seed-based. Alright, well, let's see.
First.
No, Cavendish is... Lava, is Cavendish banned?
Cavendish, I believe so.
Cavendish is banned. Alright.
Yeah, I forgot it was Bad Lacho here.
Yeah, it's Bad Lacho here. Yeah, it's Bad Lacho. You have to remember that. Like, you see, last tournament I knew like all the banned stuff, but there's a lot of new stuff. Kozak picking up the pacifist here. I hate this play. I absolutely hate this play. Because now you can only play 2 hands.
I think it might be good.
Never mind, it's fine. We can flip over the thing. 8 ball being picked up on the side of Sylvie here. Are we okay? Are we okay here? Sylvie, are we okay here? We found some 8s. Can Hierophant the 8s. Let's see if we get anything. We really are gambling here. No 8 ball. No Let's go gambling proc. It is tragic. Open up the Arcana pack. Is there any 7s? There's 1 7 to strength, but we got a Steel Queen instead, which is completely fine. See,
Yeah, I feel like
Sylvie is gonna click the reroll button here. Let's go rerolling. What are we doing? What are we doing?
Well, I guess looking at Kozak's stream, I just want to highlight the joke right now.
Alright, what are we...
Uh,
Follow Pizza Power. Follow Pizza Power.
Pizza Power always gets the streams one way or another.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Honestly, an icon in the multiplayer Balatro scene.
Well, Sylvie is going to click the reroll button here. If I know my Sylvie. Standard back go. We are poor. That's the Steel Jack. Alright, that's good enough. Well, Kozak is going to be winning this PvP blind solely based off the flat malt. But let's see.
I agree, and I just want to highlight, I think Pacifist was a good pickup, believe it or not, just because, you know, for the extra $1 or $2 with the hands, and then it also buffs Swashbuckler, which, you know, it depends on price of the Joker.
There we go. No, but the thing is, right, Pacifist makes it so that you win too fast, and even it's just a waste of a Joker slot, and it's a waste of early econ as well. But I agree here that it will be winning here. Ooh, bag. So let's go gambling. Will proc for Kozak here since we played the same amount of hands, and we're gonna be playing a straight here. Well, actually, what are we playing here? I don't know about this vampire though. Enhancements is so valuable and it scales so slowly, and it comes at great cost as well.
Honestly, I think vampire might just have to stay just because of how much value it already has.
Oh yeah, well, yeah, exactly. But you're in too deep with the vampire. Overstock Plus. I fucking love this seed, man. I love Overstock Plus. Campfire! Campfire is in the seed! Campfire is in the seed! It's goaded! It's goaded! It's goaded! It's goaded! It's so goaded! It's so goaded! Campfire, my beloved. Campfire has to be one of the strongest Joker. I'm surprised Campfire is in this game. In Balatro. This Joker is too OP. This Joker is so broken. Oh my god. Vampires over the plate? Yeah, I agree, but we're in too deep.
Once you're in, you can never get out with vampire.
Yeah, you're in too deep. Let's go gambling. Will it proc? Well, I love this combo better. Let's go get the Campfire 8-ball. Let's see if it works out. No, it doesn't work out. 8-ball, please. I mean, 8-ball is also nerfed in this game mode if you think about it because of the re-triggers such as the Hanging Chad. Well, it's only nerfed because the Hanging Chad isn't here with us. Same with the Stelzer. No extra value. But we are selling stuff. Mega Spectral, what's in here? There is a Wraith and there is a Hex. Okay. I don't know what to do here.
It would be the safest because you don't really lose much.
What red Jokers are there? Stuntman would be good. What else?
I mean, Campfire if they didn't already have it. Driver's license.
Driver's license, yes. What else?
You have the family, no?
The family, no. No family.
Oh, is it the tribe?
The tribe. Yeah, the tribe is. We're not playing flushes, so no, not the. Oh, this is a hard decision. See, the tribe is there, but I guess it blocks. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. If there is a rare in the shop, you can't get it from the Wraith, right? I've actually never had this happen.
I'm pretty sure it does.
I have no idea. Sorry.
I actually have no idea. I've never had this happen before. Oh, the Wraith is conjoined!
Oh, it's
The
conjoined.
Wraith is conjoined. The Wraith is conjoined. That means you're definitely picking it up. The
They just,
information. I didn't consider the conjoined. I didn't consider the joined. Well, Kozak's selling the 8-ball. I disagree with this since you have this vampire. Absolutely ruined.
This is definitely an interesting stream. It's just start was so strong. We got Campfire already conjoined. And like I just want to
gonna win. Oh, 20 more.
And I just want to highlight on conjoined Joker. I was playing my first round, lost sadly, but like it was really just me playing too fast, you know.
Oh, too fast.
I think it was too fast, and conjoined Joker is just such a big advantage if like you don't play slow or just use all your hands. So it's like it's definitely risky.
Well, conjoined Joker is very powerful on the side of Sylvie because she loves playing fast.
Yeah, for sure.
But I do disagree with the selling of the 8-ball here on the side of Kozak's. Having no access to those tarot cards to feed this vampire.
I think as long as Obelisk can get maybe just get more enhancements on their cards, whatever it may be, I think that will definitely help him.
Phantom's calculator did not calculate the sucking off the chips. That's so funny. That is so funny. Oh my god. You saw that, right?
Yeah, I did see that.
Oh my god, that's a classic comedy. Oh my god, Phantom's calculator. Yes. Absolutely punished. That's so funny. Oh my god. That's so fucking funny. It doesn't calculate vampire value. Oh my god.
It's because nobody uses vampire.
No, it miscounted. It miscounted because it didn't account for the minus chips from the Hierophant card. The bonus card got sucked off by the vampire. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, exactly, Vagabond, exactly. That is too funny. That is too funny. Oh my god,
That was such a
anyway, let's see how this PvP blind goes.
It's starting off strong for Kozak, 6,000 right off the bat. I'm kind of still wondering why Kozak took the vampire, you know? It's a very interesting play.
Okay, no, the thing is about the vampire, right? Early on, the vampire is good because one, you're on the erratic deck, so that you can play these big hands to, like, you have. I don't know how to say this properly, but it seems that Sylvie is still going to lose a life here. Didn't play fast enough, unless gambling. Oh, close. It's just flat mode. It's just flat mode. You just need flat mode. An 8-ball isn't really doing much.
Pacifist returns for a second time, but
yeah.
Can I continue with what I was saying with Vampire?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, go on.
it's still definitely very interesting, like, because I feel like Bad Latro, again, emphasizing you don't really have a lot of jokers as before that, you know. Is Golden Face banned? Or is Midas Touch
Midas
banned?
Mask is banned. Midas Mask is banned.
Yeah, so I feel like that is kind of interesting.
Yeah, Midas Mask being banned does make Vampire a lot worse, but I would like to continue on the fact that Vampire is one of the only like scaling X-Malt jokers in this format, and getting it early on does give you some direction. I'm just not too sure about selling this 8-ball. I don't know how many 8s each player has.
They really looked at their deck, or no, not really.
Yeah, X-Malt is X-Malt, and you have to value it some way. It's just a bit unfortunate.
Do you think a throwback Joker could be good. I mean, I know it's very
No,
risky.
absolutely not. Absolutely not. Even though X mode is X mode, skipping these shops, especially when you have campfire, is a sure way to instantly lose this game.
That's true, but like, just maybe if they didn't, and you know, with negative Joker, it would be definitely very interesting.
Negative Joker plus throwback. I mean, that would be a high-class game to commentate for sure.
I'd love to see it.
You would love to see it.
Kozak's shop is looking pretty interesting. They're thinking about the gift card.
Oh, gift card swash.
What would you get rid of? Can't really get rid of vampire.
Can't get rid of vampire. Can't get rid of. I mean, I don't know how big. There's a flower pot. Flower pot should be picked up here instead of this 8-ball. This 8-ball is not. It's not it. Get rid of this.
Yeah, this 8-ball.
It's either you get rid of this let's go gambling. Okay, but flower pot is huge. Magnet, there it is. There's the magnet.
It's crazy. That's why you reroll.
That's why you reroll, baby. Yeah, flower pot is insane here. We made a lot of 5s, but Sylvie has only 2 lives here. What do you do here? What do you do here? Both players have big decisions to make. Gift card is insane, but it's like a lot of power loss thanks to this gambling. Yeah, flower pot is bad with the vampire as well. I don't know. Vampire should get reverted, I think, to 0.2. But I don't know. I don't know what to do here. I think any player is correct on the side of both players, depending on what they sell here. I think selling campfire is out of the question. Selling conjoined is. I mean, it's only at ×3.
Yeah, it might be a good thing to do. Oh, they got rid of.
We got the gambling.
I think that was the right choice.
But here's the thing, right? Sylvie is now waiting for his opponent. What if they go by any all? Waiting for his opponent to find that magnet and decide whether or not he will buy the magnet or not.
Yeah.
So it's like like you don't want to buy the magnet too early. I made that mistake one time versus Sano, and it didn't really matter because we both had egg.
I see.
But yeah, we're just like waiting here on this magnet here.
And they end up selling Swashbuckler for magnet, I believe.
Yeah, that's fine. We have all these lucky cards and the high basement from the 5 of a kind that we will be playing.
Yeah. I'm gonna look at and talk about Kozak's deck for a bit, because it seems very limiting. I mean, that sounds kind of crazy to say, but it's like the vampire, first of all. Second off, Swashbuckler and gift card. It's a fine combo, but it's like after a certain point, I feel like it limits you. Yeah.
I mean, gift card is insane econ. It is insane econ if you can get those temperances. I love gift card. It is one of my favorite jokers to play. It's so much money. But let's see. We should be seeing the magnet in the next few rolls. Buying and selling, Emperor. A Hierophant and a Hangman there.
Hanging pizza.
Foil, misprint, nah.
I think you just go to the next round getting ready for PvP. Yeah. And we're on to round 3?
But here's the thing about the magnet. With the gift card, it is. I mean, I think we're getting we will be getting another campfire guaranteed on the side of Obelisk here earlier on. We're just looking for the 5 of a kind here. There it is. There it is. Oh, the misplay! You should have fought for the Emperor. Oh no. Oh no. You should have fought for the Emperor. Discard that purple seal. Oh, but it's another flower pot activation. There we go. 80,000 on the side of Obelisk here.
Will Kozak be able to beat that score? It's a possibility, but I don't think so.
No, there's no, it doesn't win. We don't have flower pot. We have like 2 useless jokers here in terms of scoring. The gift card and conjoin not active here. Yeah. There we go. But yeah, we're guaranteed to find we're guaranteed to get Campfire from this magnet, which is kind of insane.
Yeah, that'll definitely.
And there's the flower pot. I think we're in too deep with this vampire. I actually don't know how big it is. No display on the side of Kozak here, so I can't tell how big that vampire is. 2.4. I think we can get that to ×3. And there's the magnet, and Let's Go Gambling makes its return.
Are they really gonna sell gift card?
Oh, if you sell gift card, you should sell Swash. Quickly, sell the campfire. Quickly. Or sell the magnet I meant. There it is. There it is. This is peak. This is peak Obelisk setup here. Oops or times mode. Oops or times mode on the side of Obelisk here. No, it does not. No, the magnet does not copy. Oh, see, I mean, we needed a slot for selling jokers, since I mean, I agree with selling the gambling here on the side of Obelisk, because we need that joker slot in order to sell for this double campfire here. And Kozak skipping the wow, that's insane. Skipping skipping the flower pot.
Honestly, that's a crazy play on Kozak. I think there might still be time to sell Vampire. That might sound crazy, but
nah, we can get it much higher. All right, we lost a life. We lost a life. We lost a life on the blind. What the fuck, Sophie? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
It's all part of the plan.
I'm scared of this clown. Others down to 1 life. Eesh. That is disturbing.
That campfire all the way up. That's pretty smart. I mean, this is life or death for Obelisk.
My God.
This is definitely a crazy game, though. We've seen a lot of risk takes, especially with Kozak. Obelisk losing a life, which that's super risky. Might cause you the game there.
Yeah. Popcorn, yeah, popcorn should have been bought, but we need money for this, Oh man, that's a bit tragic. Yeah, had no flat malt.
Sells
campfire. Yeah, but his campfire is a bit late. See, now we only have 1 shop to scale it, and we don't have an open joker slot. Maybe you sell Slush here? If we have the money, we could go for the kill here on the side of Kozak. Ugh. I mean, there's a chance that Sylvie just loses this PvP blind. Yeah. I mean, he will die to blinds unless we get $20 from this. I mean, we have a high level 5 of a kind. Alright. Oh, let's do it. Judgment for a Troubadour. I mean, that's just free hands, right? The free hand size. It doesn't give you the -1 hand. That's crazy.
I think Kozak's deck is set in stone, honestly, unless maybe a soul card appears where you could get, I don't even know, maybe, nah, there's not really anything. Baseball.
I mean, it seems like we lose anyway.
Yeah.
Let's see it. 5 of a kind. Level 4. Flower pot. No 20 mults on the lucky cards. That's 1.2 million right there.
You don't beat that. You just have to bite the dust.
That was a funny pickup from the Judgment. Yeah, no value from the Conjoined Joker here. And they're only at ×2, only 1 ×2. There is a world we win if we just we have no money though. Faceless could be it.
Shows up.
We should sell Troubadour here. Oh, we're keeping the Troubadour so that we can make our hands. What are we doing? Sylvie, I'm scared.
For the Showman. Oh no.
I mean, it's for the cell slot. It's for the cell slot. For the campfire.
That makes sense, but...
Okay, find my 5 of clubs. There it is. Does this win? Sylvie, I'm scared. Looking for another steel card, I believe. We did not find it. Let's see if we survive this blind. 20 more. Yeah, 20 more. I believe that is what saved us. Ooh, getting away with a robbery here.
Spectral.
Oh, should not have bought that strength. We should get some Empress. Oh, I don't know if I agree with the deck fixing there. We're lacking flat bolt. We don't have enough power.
Ooh,
Sylvie! Holographic. That's huge. That's actually huge.
If we can get some deaths, maybe we can...
I don't think we're getting any deaths. But that is huge, though. We need to find that holographic 5. It's very important. I don't know if I like throwing away hands here. It's funny gay. Sylvie, I'm scared. Strength, sell it.
Strength.
And we don't have flower. Oh, never mind. We have flower pot. Wait, yeah, we have flower pot. We're saved. Wait, are we saved? I'm scared. +20. No, +20. It does not win.
Oh, wow. That was an insane game.
Yeah, it doesn't win. No +20. It doesn't save. No campfire scaling because we're poor. We greeted with this Troubadour. Yeah, that was... Damn, my goat is washed, man. Pulled a fucking Vagabond there, dying to the fucking blinds, man.
Yeah. I'm actually shocked that game. I feel like Obelisk could have easily won that.
Oh yeah, I mean, we just didn't get any money, and we got pretty unlucky with those lucky cards. No +20 to save us from the blinds.
I'm shocked Kozak won with the Vampire.
I mean, it was consistent scaling. I mean, Sylvie had it in the bag.
I was so locked into that game that I completely forgot to be looking out for games, but it's... hold on. Looks like we're just gonna keep following Kozak here. They're gonna fight Quest, so it's 2 tournaments.
Alright, Marco, you can take my spot. Marco.
Oh, I'm here. Just let me go turn off my fan.
Alright.
Yeah, John, we're gonna step out. Roko and Migs are gonna be commentating the next game.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go get a water, so give me 1 minute.
Alright.
Singular water.
Alright, I'm here. Vagabond, you said Caleb might pop... sorry, no. Dusty said Caleb might pop in later. I want to get his... Sorry, viewers. We're using this stream as kind of, like, experimental stuff, too. We're trying out new commentators and stuff. I want to see if we can try and get Caleb in. Because he hasn't We have plenty of data on Migs now, so
If we could get Caleb in, that would be huge. But
I don't think we could. I don't think we can. I don't know if we can. Is Ian out of the tournament yet?
I'm not sure.
Is Ian still? Let's check the bracket.
Has Ian won a tournament yet, by the way?
I think Ian won the first tournament they competed in.
Really?
Ian is out of the tournament. I'm gonna ping Ian and see if they want to.
Because I could have sworn Ian hasn't won one yet.
I thought they did. I bet they got like second place.
I could have sworn Ian hasn't won yet, but I could be wrong. Because I thought that was like the whole thing. Like he was very new, suddenly shot up the leaderboard like a million positions to first, and then just still has not won a tournament.
Still hasn't won a tournament. I feel like he got very deep into a tournament run if he didn't beat.
All right.
If Ian doesn't respond, then you'll just be hanging out with me, Migs.
Sounds good. That was a pretty good game, though. That was
an interesting game. Lots of weird twists and turns. I don't know if I can speak on every single detail of it because while that was happening, I was beating Roxanne and Run and Bun. But I do think a lot of classic Obelisk plays that game. A lot of very Obelisk gameplay happening there. Much as I love them.
game interesting.
Dude, I just thought it was so interesting how you could put up a million in the blind and struggle so much in the normal blinds, and I have to say that's like a testament to multiplayer Balatro as a whole. It's all about just playing this one apex of one massive hand during the PvP. Everything's built up towards that one thing. I mean, you see that with Campfire being meta, with Loyalty Card in the base game being meta, with all these things that prioritize so much just the PvP itself, that as soon as the next blinds happened, I mean, Obelisk didn't realize, I mean, you have to be holding on to some consumables after the PvP to sell, or you have to hold on to some money so that you make sure your Campfire is ready to go. And you know this if you play Gold Stake. Campfire is very good in Gold Stake Balatro, and you know that like at the late game, if you rely on Campfire X-Molt, you have to hold on to consumables after the boss blind to sell and get that Campfire up immediately so you don't just lose to the next blinds. But in PvP, so used to just full clearing.
Okay, but like the thing is, right? Sylvie was playing with only one Joker in the small blind, because double Campfire doesn't do much when it's not scaled up, and Conjoined Joker does literally nothing for you.
Well, that's literally what I've been saying. That's literally what I'm saying. Is that they should have saved some consumables to sell after the PvP, but since we're so used to as PvP players just focusing it all on one massive hand in the PvP and getting away with it.
And also, I would like to mention, Phantom's calculator is taking the life of Kozak's life is so funny. It's so funny to me.
It not accounting for Vampire is really funny. I have to say, that's just not a situation that happens that often. It doesn't come up in anything except for Bad Latra, really.
Yeah.
Because why the actual fuck would you ever take Vampire anywhere else? Oh my god.
Vampire is good.
In regular gameplay, it's all right, but in PvP, never catch me playing that.
Yeah, no.
It was definitely interesting seeing Vampire in use, especially in Bad Lotro again, you know. But in the end, it worked out. Nonetheless, a very good game.
It did, very strong. Looks like we got Kozak again and Klust for this next game. Going into it on Black Deck. I don't know what's up with people today. I don't know what fever's going around, but we're getting a whole lot of Black Deck. They want more Jokers. Games. They want more Jokers because all of them are bad, I guess. Yeah, that's a theory. Yeah.
Wait, I'm not supposed to be commentating here. All right,
get out of the booth, Jomo. Get out of here. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Go watch your stream, Jomo. Come on.
That is exactly what I'm doing.
Oh, we're not gonna clue the first line with that first flush. It's sad.
Yeah, and
it's a little bit hard to assess how far you're gonna get over the 75 chips value. It's always hard to assess whether or not.
yeah, for sure. Ooh, we see Astronomer. Imagine if they get Campfire with that. That could be
a pretty decent amount of times molt. We see Blackboard more importantly though, and we've got flat molt from that Jolly Joker. I think this is a good look to run for. But let's see if Kazakh is allured by the greedy Joker, or if he's gonna take the exact same route that Clust is.
Like he's gonna take the same route?
Exactly, and we're gonna end up same Jokers for both players here. Jolly is a very powerful early game flat molt Joker, gives +10 if you're just playing flushes. And if you're playing flushes of a non-black card type, it can synergize pretty well with Blackboard going into the first PvP blind. That could be a pretty decent power play for both players. We see another Astronomer appearing in the shop, plus there's an alert.
Astronomer's just all on today, at least with me, because I saw it twice in my shop and then again with this game, so it's very interesting seeing Astronomer.
Yeah, it's one of the Jokers that no reason to ban it for Badlatro because it's Econ, but it's like side grade to Econ, you know? It's not nearly as good as Mail-In, and it doesn't give you a whole lot of power for most people's eyes, but sometimes if you get lucky in the shops, getting those Celestial packs for free can be a very good use of your Econ.
Oh yeah, definitely. And we're about to see our third shop, I believe. Yeah.
For Kazakh, yes, yeah. Clef has already seen this. Stone Joker, not really that exciting, but a Hermit from an Arcana pack could be interesting.
Fortune Teller and Gluttonous Joker. I mean, I don't think that's a pickup.
I think you could definitely think about taking Gluttonous because you want to be getting clubs and spades in your hand, and having an incentive to play towards them is a decent way to actually make sure they're in your hand.
It's very true.
It's also a pretty decent flat molt Joker in the format. It's 12 flat molt, which is more than Jolly Joker already. We're getting a sneak peek of what Clust's max score in the PvP blind is going to be. It's about 6.5k. Conjoined Joker. Oh my goodness. I think that's going to be our main source of times molt throughout this whole game. Although, playing towards that and Blackboard at the same time puts a real stressor on you, puts a lot of time pressure on you.
Yeah, definitely. But at the end of the day, Conjoined Joker is honestly one of the most powerful Jokers in Badlatro.
Kazakh sees Conjoined pickup from Clust because of the fact that it's a Phantom card. He knows that it's going to appear in the shop somehow. Unless it's... He could be thinking that it might be from like some weird Wraith pickup because it is a rare Joker here, but he's going to be on alert. He's going to be able to find it. It's in the shop just straight up.
Here we go. Getting ready to see our first fight for the day with Clust and Kozak. This is going to be pretty interesting because it's almost identical.
It's basically a completely dead heat for Joker slots. It's just that Clust also has that Wrathful Joker as well as the shoot, I'm forgetting the club's Joker's name.
A Gluttonous Joker?
Gluttonous Joker, that's it. Gluttonous Joker and the Wrathful Joker. Kazakh only having that Gluttonous Joker. I wonder if Kazakh is trying to think about... I don't know what he's doing with that Conjoined Joker, but this should be about the same score for both players. Both players have to play towards that Blackboard. Clust automatically throwing away hands. This could be a big difference maker. If you get rid of all your hands and you know your opponent has Conjoined Joker, they're a lot less strong. Kazakh hasn't even begun to play any of his hands, and he doesn't have Conjoined Joker value anymore.
Yeah, this is very interesting coming from Clust. I mean, I don't know who will win this, honestly. It's very easy for Kozak to win, but you never know. Clust might just clutch at the end of the day.
Well, here's the gamble that Clust takes here. The gamble is that Kazakh can't make 3 Blackboard hands that beat me, but it turns out Kazakh can.
Yeah. Not expecting that though. With wasting of the hands, I feel like that could have been used more wisely.
Exactly. Throwing away all your hands real quick can be a great strategy in the late game when your builds are a little bit different. But when your power is tied so closely to each other, throwing away all of your hands might not exactly be the play to weaken that Conjoined Joker.
Yeah, definitely. It's a pretty slow game, I can't lie, you know, it's very stable. I just realized Klus picked up the 8-ball, so we might see some deck fixing pretty soon.
Hoping to get a bunch of tarot cards off of the back of that. We see him holding on to that Ace of Hearts. Maybe he's going to play it for a single. No dice yet. We saw yesterday the 8-ball plus Oops All Sixes combo generated a absolute metric shit ton of tarot cards for a couple of our games. But without the Oops All Sixes, this isn't exactly doing a whole lot for you.
Definitely. Kozak, he's thinking of picking up the 8-ball if I'm mistaken. If I'm not mistaken.
Showing us that he's got a lucky. He's biased towards it. Does Kozak remember that he's got 6 slots since we're playing on the black deck? We see taxes on Klust's shop. Kozak's going to see that eventually too, but picking up taxes sooner rather than later. And Kozak scrolls past the 8-ball. I think he's forgotten that. Never mind, he hasn't forgotten. He just hates the 8-ball. He just hates us. That's fine. That's okay. That's cool. Still no jokers sold on Kozak's side. Plus taxes not really doing anything for him yet, but that could be a huge source of flat molt later on in the game.
Definitely. I just want to look at Klus lucky cards because I seen he has a few. It'll be really interesting if we see a lucky cat from a soul, because that happened to me earlier today, but I still lost because my economy sucked. But it would be interesting seeing it here.
Yeah, lucky cat as a legendary is probably one of the better ones you can have. It's scalable times molt, and in this format, scalable times molt is almost the best you can get.
Yeah,
Pairs
for sure.
well with retrigger as well. If you still want to do a retrigger build, you better hope that you're going to pack a soul somewhere. Klust losing to a regular blind. That's the black deck in action. We just don't have the hands to play it out.
Yeah, black deck is definitely, like, some people say the hardest, and I'd have to agree. That extra hand can do a lot, and when you forget about it, it really can bring you down.
It's pretty brutal, man. I had a really tough time unlocking gold stakes on... Not unlocking. I had a really tough time completing gold stakes on black deck for my C+ runs.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Once you get it, you feel like a king. Plus,
Yeah,
thinking about getting rid of that conjoined Joker, it hasn't been doing him any favors during the regular blinds. We saw that he lost a life earlier. And now even Steven and Sock and Buskin in the shop. Even Steven could be interesting. But I think Sock and Buskin might actually be the real take here.
Still keeping on to 8-ball somehow for some reason.
It's still some type of Terror generation. It's really Klust's only potential economy card. I think we're making a real mistake of not opening up the Spectral pack before we buy and reroll in the shop for Klust. I'm not sure I understand why Klust didn't open up that Spectral pack earlier.
We do see that cryptid yet again. We get more spades going for that chalkboard Joker to get more value.
Just trying to make more Jokers that synergize with Blackboard. Blackboard is definitely our real source of power here. Since we don't have that conjoined Joker anymore, Kozak still has the conjoined Joker. He's got to play a little bit fast, but like we saw earlier, Kozak's more into actually getting value out of that Blackboard and conjoined at the same time. So he's going to take his time. Klust knows that conjoined is on the side of Kozak, but he's not playing at a blitzing pace like he was last time. Opting instead to get a flush house. Now this is something big.
I think Klus might win with that flush house.
I don't know. It's going to be up to whether or not Kozak can actually make more good Blackboard hands, and he doesn't get the cards to do it. I think you're right. Klus might actually take this now. Yep. That flush house was an incredibly powerful hand. Kozak does have more flat molt.
To the moon! Wait, that's crazy.
The moon. Shoot the moon. We did make those 2 extra copies of Queens earlier, and they're both clubs Queens, so they synergize incredibly well with that Blackboard. We've got a Death in the Arcana pack. We've got a Magician in the Arcana pack as well. Are we going to Magician up a Queen instead of Deathing it? That's fine. But we better pick up the Shoot the Moon. We're not taking it.
That is actually so
Does
stupid.
Klust realize that he's got 6 Joker slots, or is this a little bit of Black Deck syndrome?
Might be Black Deck syndrome.
Or maybe, just maybe, it's the ghost of Jomo haunting us, saying that Shoot the Moon is complete dog shit.
Who knows? Maybe it's both.
I think it's probably a mixture of both. It's just a mixture of both. I really do not understand not taking Shoot the Moon there. You cryptided another queen earlier, so you've got around 7 queens in your deck total. Most of them synergize with Blackboard. I don't understand why you wouldn't take Shoot the Moon, at least in the interim. You have an open Joker slot, so it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I understand that Klust wants to play towards a face card re-trigger build. That's obviously what he's going for here, making all these lucky queens.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he had $1 when he was able to buy Shoot the Moon, so you might not have been able to afford it.
No,
yeah, I was wrong.
He bought something else and then he didn't have enough, so yeah.
Even then, you can sell off. It's a common Joker you can buy for $5. You could sell off, I think, at this point, the 8-ball. But no, I don't believe he had a lack of money.
Yeah, he definitely did not. I think Kozak might be able to win here just because of that blunder from Klust.
I don't know. It's still, we're at a pretty even state in terms of like power here. I think Kozak's taxes. Does Kozak's taxes have anything on it yet? No, nothing on it yet. And he's looking at it now. Maybe has some dead weight.
Fortune Teller maybe replacing taxes. Possibly.
It's probably a decent pickup at this point. You've used more than Klust's Fortune Teller's at 12. I'm not sure exactly how much tarot cards Kozak has used. Only 6 it looks like. So outpaces taxes by a little bit if Klust has only sold 1 Joker.
Bus in returns for Kozak. Do you take that? I think it's a no-brainer. Replacing Fortune Teller? Yep.
Yep.
It'll add on to...
Feels like both players still want to go for those re-trigger builds. That's still what we're focusing towards for both players.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, re-triggers are everything, especially in this deck, or in this Bad Lotro, where you can only get red seals from standard packs, right?
Yes, you can only get red seals and blue seals from standard packs, since Trance and Deja Vu are both banned in this rule set. And a reminder that Glass is completely banned in this rule set. You can't get it from a standard pack at all.
Yeah. Yeah, then I think going for re-trigger still, it's a valid strat. We've seen it happen with yesterday.
It's definitely still a powerful strategy, especially if you get a lot of lucky cards to hit. And now we've got a flush 5 full of queens with Blackboard up and at ready. How much is this going to score? Will it beat the 68k that Kozak could put up with that conjoined Joker? Beats it by 30k. I don't think this regular flush is going to be enough to beat it, especially since it's not Blackboard boosted.
Yeah, it is not.
So here's something interesting. Kozak is playing a lot more safe in the economy territory. Klust has been rolling down a ton in the shops, looking for just immediate power, not holding on to a lot of money for interest. Kozak's over here sitting pretty at $50 now. I think that was maybe from one Lucky Proc, if I'm not mistaken. But still a huge amount of money over Klust. Klust is still ahead in the shop right now. We've seen all these jokers before. Kozak also skipping Shoot the Moon. Do you want to talk about that?
That is... I just don't get why you would skip that. That is very interesting. Maybe it's because...
Kozak's side, he hasn't been building super heavily towards queens. We see a smiley face on Klust's side. You'd be crazy not to pick up smiley face here if you're going for a re-triggered face card build.
Definitely.
You have the open slot.
Oh yeah,
exactly. Black Deck Syndrome, right?
I know.
Happens to the best of us. That's how it happens. I guess Kozak is also building towards queens. So yeah, Shoot the Moon doesn't exactly make sense to me. Even if you're focused on playing those queen cards, with the build Kozak has right now with Conjoined Joker, Shoot the Moon's incredibly powerful because you can just play down your hands quickly and then get to a place where you can play all of your queens.
And then
since both of these players,
most of his jokers are also, or his queens are black or clubs. So
they synergize well with Blackboard, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a, I don't know, it's just very interesting. I want to see their point of view, but Who knows?
I would love to see the thought process from either of these players after the game is done, but maybe they've been burned by Shoot the Moon way too often.
Maybe. We've seen it with Burb, I believe, in weekly tournament like 5 or 4.
Exactly.
The Bull coming to Kozak, that might help a lot. But what would you sell? Or face or smiley face?
I think you're crazy if you don't go for the smiley face here. If you're Kozak, you really do need it for extra power. But Droll Joker with that Polychrome on it, it's extra times molt. You don't want to get rid of it. You don't want to get rid of Gluttonous Joker, but Smiley Face is just a better Gluttonous Joker at this point.
Yeah.
I think makes sense. Holding on to the Crafty for the chips, I'm not sure was the correct decision. I think you might want to, like, you probably should have gotten rid of Crafty for the Smiley Face here and then just focused on getting planet card levels, but I don't know. It's a hard decision to make.
Going back to Klust, I just realized Klust got Polychrome on the blackboard. That will definitely help a lot. I didn't even realize.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a difference in the Wheel of Fortune rolls that they got earlier. Since Klust just had less Jokers overall, it hit something that it didn't hit for Kozak. Kozak had more Jokers to hit.
I think that might help Klust win the game. Just maybe.
Probably, because in the long term, Kozak doesn't want to hold on to this Droll Joker for all too long. We get a money shop from Kozak's side. He's going to have a lot more capital to roll down in this next shop.
Yeah, we'll see who wins this next round, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be Klust. Skips the Blue Seal King. That is interesting. Maybe it was because it was a heart, but still.
Probably because it's a heart. He doesn't want to invest resources in turning it into a black card. But I think honestly, it could have been very useful for the build that Kozak's going for, because he's playing a diverse amount of hands. He wants to play towards that flush 5. So having a Blue Seal on deck could be very useful.
Smear Joker's kind of huge.
No, it's useless here. Completely useless, since Kozak has already built at least 5 Clubs Queens. He's already got his flush 5 up, and it doesn't help with the blackboard either.
True.
And now Kozak's Conjoined Joker is almost worthless now, since Klust is still playing down fast.
I think you have to, like, maybe just sell Conjoined Joker then, maybe after this blind.
The issue is, what do you replace it with? We've got a Royal... Well, almost a Royal Flush for Kozak, not quite, which is just sad to see. And I don't think this hand, he made the wrong 3 into a Chariot card. That sucks. I don't think this blackboard boosted hand beats Klust's hands here, but I could be wrong. They both didn't get either of their good cards, so I'm completely wrong. I was anticipating Klust to be able to play his flush 5, but he doesn't find it.
Hey, Klust has more economy, so maybe that'll help him push towards beating Kozak next round.
Exactly, and we're deep into the retrigger gameplay here. Klust should, in theory, have the better hands to play. It's just that he's not finding them.
Yeah, it's truly a shame.
I wonder, how do we get more powerful here, Migs? What do you think the play for both players to find in the shop here? I'm looking specifically for Klust. I think maybe the Joker to go is probably 8-ball, or it might be that Fortune Teller. But Fortune Teller's at plus 17. That's a pretty good flat molt stack getting multiplied by the blackboard.
For me, I think Kozak just needs to get rid of that Conjoined Joker, like I said earlier, and also Crafty Joker. Possibly for maybe, if he can find maybe Gluttonous Joker again, or Wrathful Joker. I'm pretty sure that's the Spade Joker's name, right?
Yeah, Wrathful Joker is the Spade Joker's name, but we aren't playing towards spades. We're playing towards those clubs for both players.
There
Wrathful's
he is.
back. I don't know if it's better than Conjoined in theory, because Conjoined does still give times mold here.
Definitely.
Plus making 2 more Steel Queens. Very interesting.
He's just holding on to that world. I think I think Kozak should just sell that world. He's not really doing much with it.
Holding on to it is great for blackboard insurance in the PvP blind. You don't want to be caught out ever, especially when you only have 3 hands and 3 discards to play for. Polychrome golden ticket. That is econ to play towards. You don't have a whole lot of gold cards in your deck, but the Polychrome does definitely help you get convinced to take it, because it's technically scoring now.
Kozak does take it.
Plus making more club queens, turning a jack into a queen. See, this is why I was so skeptical of Kozak being able to win that last PvP blind, because Klust just has so many club queens in the deck. But on black deck, when you don't have like extra hands to play and extra discards to play, you can't like get power. Does Klust actually clear this PvP blind?
I think
doesn't have blackboard value.
Maybe you should just play for 3 of a kind. I think that might work.
Ooh, that might have to be what Klust does. It's about whether or not Klust can see that, though.
Maybe just a 4 of a kind also, because you do have that.
If you play the 4 of a kind, you don't get the blackboard value, but we're going 4 of a kind. No blackboard value. Do we win this?
At the lover.
No, lovers doesn't count as a spade card only, and we do pass the big blind. That was sketchy for a second.
Yeah, that was definitely really risky. I'm just curious about Klust with no economy, like just relying off of Temperance and Hermit whenever Klust can, you know?
Selling Fortune Teller and 8-Ball for Hermit. Just like you said, Klust hasn't had any econ basically this whole game. Klust was ahead in the shot because they were rolling down very aggressively at the start. But now Kozak's actually been able to save for interest most of these rounds. Klust having to give up 2 of their powerful jokers. Going into this next PvP blind, they're not going to have as much plus mult because they got rid of that Fortune Joker.
I think this might be the end of Klust, if I'm not lying.
If Klust cannot make their flush 5 hand, it's completely over. It's all going to come down to whether or not. It's not really waste because they still have to counter the conjoined Joker. But 115k from Kozak's side. I don't even know if Klust can match that with the flush 5. We're going to have to see. We're going to have to see here. Klust checking the misprint tech to see that it's not a hearts that comes up. We've only got the 4 of a kind of queens. Checking the misprint one more time. If he discards 2 cards and both of them are hearts, then it's over. But we get the 5 of a kind. We get the 4 of a kind. 4 of a kind. We can play a 5 of a kind, but we've got 2 steals on the deck. Blackboard value. Does this beat Kozak's hand?
I don't think so.
Barely.
Oh, it does.
Barely. That Polychrome is actually what does it. But Kozak does have 2 Polychromes over Klust's Polychrome. So, like I was saying, if Klust can actually play a 4 of a kind or a flush 5, he's going to beat Kozak here. But it's about whether or not he actually can get those hands. Mystic Summit is actually pretty great here, but the Juggler allows us to actually see more of our deck, and that's a really important pickup here. Klust's main issue has actually been drawing those hands.
Yeah, it's looking pretty slim for Klust, I can't lie. Is it too late to do deck?
But it's not too late. Well, our deck is already fixed in Klust's favor. That's the thing. The deck is pretty fixed. It's just that we're playing on black deck and we have less resources to dig with.
That is fair. That is fair.
We've got our 4 of a kind or flush house for Klust right now. No blackboard value, but the 4 of a kind should definitely beat this small blind here. Klust does have to be a little bit angsty about the small blinds coming up here. If you can't get full blackboard value, it's a little bit scarce. But now we're having a bit of a turn of fortune for Klust. Klust sold out of a whole bunch last PvP blind, and now we've actually got econ. We've got that business card with the retrigger on Sock and Buskin, and with us printing money with those magician cards, kind of seems like we're back in it.
Bootstraps might work out, or Ramen.
I don't see. That's the thing. I guess Bootstraps is pretty decent flat molt, but Ramen is better as times molt.
Yeah, definitely. It's very interesting to see who wins, though. I'm like on the edge of my seat.
I think it should be Clust here just because of all that money that he accrued in the last 2 blinds.
Yeah, that business card and the the lucky cards that hit, that definitely helped him a lot.
Quite a bit, and now for the first time in a while, we're actually ahead of Kozak in the shop. Kozak might be getting rid of that Conjoined Joker in favor of the Ramen, but Clust getting rid of the business card for the Flower Pot. Clust doesn't have a hand to play for the Flower Pot as of yet, but if he does have that Lovers, and he does already have a Spades Queen in the deck, I don't think I quite believe in the Flower Pot play, but it is still times molt. It's one of the most powerful times molt cards in the entire format as it is. So if you can maneuver in the boss blind to actually play it, then you could score miles above Kozak.
Yeah, definitely. It all just boils down to the last shop, I think. After this,
I do think so, yeah. Yeah, Clust sold out of all of their Econ Jokers too. So I don't know. Does this flush beats the PvP blind, right?
I'm pretty sure.
I think you need blackboard value for the security, because we're scoring 60k with a 4 of a kind for Clust, but the flush isn't nearly as leveled as that. We don't have Phantom's preview to check. I would hate to see Clust go out on just a big blind. I think you got to discard this King of Hearts, even if you just solo discard it. Doing a misprint check to see. There we go.
Phew, that was pretty close.
Yeah, a little dicey. Probably clears it anyway. It's just that you can't be too paranoid on these blinds.
Yeah, and on we move to the final shop.
Exactly. And Clust, Negative Madness, get out of here. You're useless, bud.
Imagine taking that.
It's crazy. That's crazy. We don't have a whole lot to re-roll with for Clust. This is going to be the last one. Do we see a suit-changing Joker? No. No diamonds or hearts. No sun or star for Clust. Clust doesn't have a way to activate that Flower Pot with his queens.
That is tragic, in my opinion.
And a bit of stage irony here. Both players are actually ending on the exact same shop page going into this last PvP blind. Both players on 1 life. Both players on virtually the same amount of money. Is Clust going to opt for that pizza? That also means that Kozak gets the pizza. But both these players are playing for this Ramen. You don't want to discard too much. This should make finding your perfect hand possible for both players. Kozak no longer has that Conjoined Joker, so there's not a lot of time pressure anymore. Both players are just going to have to be the thinker here.
X deck is already built. I think just 1 more queen, right? There it is. Dang, I think Clust loses this, right?
I honestly, I literally don't know. I think Clust has a higher level flush 5, so it's about whether or not Clust can actually find it. I'm not sure why we're holding on to the kings on Clust screen. I'm not sure I see it. Are we going for... Oh, something I've neglected. Clust is holding on to a strength card. If Clust strengths 2 queens... And yeah, using a Lover's card on one of his clubs, Clust will be able to play a Flower Pot hand.
This is a crazy play.
I can't believe I didn't ID that. That's why he was holding on to the King of Diamonds the whole time. Now he's got a Flower Pot viable hand. I think this wins. This beats it.
I wasn't thinking of his kings. I thought he had too little, but that strength just proved both of us wrong, I think.
I need to see this. They're both gonna play this hand at about the same time. Kozak, we see the preview, it's 260k. Clust was able to play 300k last time, and now he scored 1.2 million. Kozak can't match that.
It'll be interesting if he does. I think that'll be
play of the century. I don't think Kozak has the deck to beat this. Not taking that Flower Pot, not playing for it. I'm in shock, genuinely. That's one of the biggest brain plays I've ever seen anybody in a tournament make, and it's obvious for Klust to do it because Klust's just the fucking GOAT. Holy cow.
Klust always shocks me at the end of the day whenever I watch or play against Klust. I think I've played against Klust once. I was blown away.
This is just the level of competition from those high-level Viet players. Klust, Yami, they show us every single time that we're just playing on a slower pace here.
Especially in bad Lotro, you know, where the meta is shaken up a lot. They still prove to play really good and score really high.
Yeah, man, they just find the path to victory. Klust finding the extra times molt over Kozak, making that flower pot be pivotal. Crazy end game. Absolutely. It looked dicey so many times for Klust, but Klust pulls out the fucking flower pot play and makes it work. Vagabond, tell me what you're thinking. You popping off?
I mean, that was beautiful, dude. That was absolutely gorgeous, man. I mean, the fact that, like, I mean, so much of the time, people at high level are pigeonholed into flush 5, flush house, massive scaling hands that I mean, they scale so well, give so much base chips, but for Klust to recognize, hey, I have a blackboard right now, 4 of a kind could be a little bit more useful. I can slot in that diamond or heart at the end to get it out of my hand, or whatever. And then for them to capitalize on it with the 2 consumables that they bring in to the PvP, it was beautiful. Especially picking up the flower pot. I mean, I was confused. I was like, well, you're playing flush houses, bro.
Yeah.
You're playing flush houses. What are you doing? What are you doing picking up this flower pot? I don't get it.
We need 3 more lovers. We've already got the spades queen, but we need 2 more lovers to make this happen. But oh my god, I cannot believe that Klust saw the king of diamonds that they kept in the deck like the whole round 2, and they're like, I got a strength, I got a lovers. That's just I get 2 of my queens, I make one of them a different type of queen, and then boom, we got a flower pot hand. And the vision to see that, and also to like still diversify your hand levels played, because that wasn't just a level 1 4 of a kind, that was like a level 3 4 of a kind.
Yeah, absolutely. I believe it was giving like 150 chips, 16 base molt. It was very
it was crazy.
High level 4 of a kind.
That was nuts. And Klust is in the chat watching here. Klust, you're the GOAT. That was an incredible play. I don't think anyone in the circuit would see that except for you or Yami.
Holy hell! I literally just joined in to see that. That is. Well, you guys said it all. That is an insane play out of Klust. Absolutely. That's massive. Just to be able to see that play and really capitalize on it in a single... Not to mention, that's the most insane part to me. He has managed to capitalize on this in a single round. He picked up the flower pot in a single round. He saw the play, managed to grab the strength and lovers to make that happen. That is insanity.
Dude, and he smuggled it in under our noses, too. He was holding on to the strength the whole time, and I was wondering why we didn't sell the strength to go for more lovers. He fucking knew. He saw the flower pot. Before that, he had seen the king of diamonds in his hand. He's like, I can make this work. And he just does it. It's magic. I don't know what to say. That's actually, like, pure magic. Because that doesn't even require a whole lot of RNG, too.
I want to point this out. The pizza. Yeah, that's the other thing. The last thing, I don't think we touched on that. Like, this was all calculated. I was a little bit confused by the pizza as well, but when you have, like, you just picked up that king, you need to find it for this flower pot. You have to. There's no ifs or ands or buts about it. You have to find this king. Get 6 discards. Who cares? My opponent has no clue what they're going to do with 6 discards. What are they going to do? Find the hand that they were already going to find anyway? Who cares? Like,
exactly. Dude, it's such a confident move to make. It's so confident. It's saying, hey, you're not gonna see this. I'm gonna smuggle this in. It's nuts. It's actually completely fucking insane to do that play.
Very, very, very much could be the highlight of the tournament right there. Like, that's just the level. That's insanity to me. Like, it shows. It also why Battlelatro is so good. It shows the synergies and the big brain plays that you can do with those lesser used jokers, and it shows just how creative those players can be when you limit their options. When you.
Oh, am I commentating this match?
I think it's being scoped.
No, it's Rokul scoped.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll go get food then. All right.
All right, perfect.
It just says Joma at the top. I was like,
yeah,
oh,
no.
Yeah,
That's
oh,
my
yeah,
bad.
it
My
is-
bad.
it is- It is Jomo. All right. So yeah, Womps versus Jesus, semifinals, I believe.
No.
No, it's
not
round
yet.
4. It's another round 4 match.
Oh, my
Round
mistake.
4.
Mistake.
We're going slow today. We're going slow today. Yesterday we had a real quick tournament. Today, no.
Real slow, but immediately, both players picking up their shortcut, not the kind that you see so often in Wampus, immediately hexing it as well. Really interesting play. Jesus choosing, well, first of all, choosing to immediately use the medium as well. That Purple Seal is going to scale a lot into the further antes, but choosing to hold on to that hex for the time being, not exactly thinking that the shortcut will be what he needs later down the line. And frankly, I'd be inclined to agree. Most of the time, I don't think I've seen a single straight build in VP so far. And very nice Gros Michel hit on the side of Jesus.
Yeah. Straights just aren't super consistent. Shortcut does make it easier to actually play them. And we see one here, but it's a full straight for Jesus anyway. Gros Michel, interesting card to talk about in Bad Loctro specifically. Cavendish is banned. However, since you're so limited on finding scalable flat molt cards, plus 15 molt is actually kind of a lot.
Yeah, that's absolutely huge in this game mode. Specifically, we pick up Chaos the Clown really quickly as well. We're going to be able to scale up with our Econ for the time being. Wampus, I believe, is one blind ahead so far of Jesus, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I think so, but not really ahead in the shop. Jesus has been able to maneuver a little bit better than he has in the shop.
Yeah, especially considering that Chaos the Clown that we are skipping on the set of Wampus, surprisingly, Chaos the Clown, we know just how good it can be, besides maybe our host in the commentator booth there.
Exactly.
But saving essentially $5 plus $1 every reroll, that scales up really quickly.
Yeah, and plus an egg too for Jesus earlier on. Egg, one of those jokers that you don't think a whole lot as immediate value for Econ, but having an egg for longer just nets you more money total. It's also a great blocker for a magnet. And a reminder that when that pops over to your opponent's screen from a magnet, it doesn't carry over the sell value.
Absolutely. So that egg will be reset to $0, and definitely not what you want if you're Wampus. Nice Hermit hit, though, will allow him to climb all the way up to 42, getting that Paintbrush voucher. That's honestly a really big pickup on the set of Wampus compared to Jesus.
Yeah, no, it is. It's very useful, but I think Jesus is going to have enough capital to get it later on.
Alright, are we ripping the sigil right away? Are we waiting for face cards? No, we are, and it is going to be spades.
We want direction, and that's an interesting... This is an interesting place to rip it immediately. Jesus sees that he's got a 4 of a kind, and he's got like a full house. You rip the sigil there, you get a flush house. You can unlock it earlier. We get a devil from our purple seal too. This is going about as well as it could.
Absolutely. This is just going to give you more econ. We're holding onto that hermit for the time being to use it later down the line. I will agree. It definitely hurts in the moment because you can't grab that paintbrush. I'd say paintbrush is probably one of those vouchers that you want to pick up pretty much every time if you're in this, if you're in PvP Balatro overall. But the runner, there's an interesting for you. Considering we have the shortcut, do we want to play into those straights? Runner is one of the strongest chips joker in the game if you can really scale it up. With shortcut, that's one of the only opportunities you have in PvP to scale that up so much. We're not on Plasma, but it could be the chips we need for that entire thing, but we need to choose between that runner and that paintbrush if we don't want to rip the hermits.
Yeah, and it looks like we could sell our egg and then rip the hermit. I think we would have done that before buying the runner, so we have more actual money. I think maybe that would have been the best play. And picking up the to-do list, I think, was an alluring thing as well, because getting more econ, getting further ahead of Wampus in the shop could have been a really huge play. We see Fortune Teller early. Not the greatest joker to see this early in the game. We're not even taking the paintbrush for Jesus.
No, really, we're skipping that over, and that matters a lot because hand size not only allows you to see more of your deck, but it also allows you more opportunities when it comes to high card, allows you more opportunities when it comes to just overall playing those 5-card hands that we've seen so many people gravitate towards, even with retriggers being so nerfed in this format, really. First upgrade on the side of Jesus, but I will say the fact that they have the runner so early on is a really big pickup for them. I will say that that could probably just carry your chips for the entire run.
It could. It very well could carry any chips that you need. It can make a transition into a high card build even easier if we find something like Shoot the Moon, or we develop a huge craving for chariots. I don't know if that's what we're going to see here, though. Jesus might just play fundamentals, go for flat mult plus chips.
Yeah, we have the Shoot the Moon on our minds a lot, but it's still, in our opinions, one of the strongest flat molds in the format. Do apologize. I know some people in the chat were complaining that we only we use it so much, but it's just, in our humble opinion, it's probably one of the strongest ones in the format. But Wampus just able to get those straight flushes out, and with the polychrome, that's just guaranteed that it gets through.
It's true. Yeah, Wampus able to find 2 straight flushes because of that shortcut. Maybe showing a little bit why he hexed it. If this guy's this good at playing flushes, playing straights, this could be a real big game.
Absolutely. Not to mention he picks up the runner a little later, but he should still be able to stack it quite a bit. The only issue is that those straight flushes might come back to bite him, scoring too much to scale that runner. We're selling the egg on the side of Jesus, grabbing that Hermit immediately to pick up the walkie-talkie, and now you feel a bit bad about not grabbing that paintbrush with the straight build.
You absolutely do. Gonna see selling shortcut maybe. Nope, holding on to it still to scale that runner for Jesus. I do believe Jesus played 3 straights that last round, right?
Yes, he played 3, maybe even 4. No, it should have been 3 straights during the Yeah, 3 straights during the PvP blind, so it is scaled. It is going to be scaled more than Wampus if both play effectively, and that purple seal will allow him to see a lot more tarot cards as well. Yeah, Wampus unfortunately not able to really scale that runner as much as you want to. Though I will say, possibly the one bad thing about straights is that it's quite hard for tarot cards to help you improve your how do I want to say this?
Playability of the hands.
Exactly, because if you think about any other hand like flushes, like 4 of a kinds, etc., it's really easy for tarot cards such as Death, such as Suit Changes to really help you out. But in terms of straights, the only one maybe you can think of is either, for example, Death to copy like a number into a better number. But you want to keep a sort of a balance throughout, so it's really tough for tarot cards to help you improve a lot of your deck fixing on straights specifically.
Exactly, that's the main issue outside of just having, like, it's hard to find them as well. It's hard to find a straight. That's why we don't often go for straights. It's nowhere near as easy to make as other 5-card hands like a flush. But they do scale incredibly well on the planet side. Like we see, Wampus, I think, has a level 3 regular straight right now, and the straight flush scales almost the best in the game. I think it scales the same as 5 of a kind, yeah?
It's definitely the best out of the base hands, that's for certain. I think Flush 5 or 5 of a kind might be slightly ahead, but either way, yeah, it's still one of the best scaling planets in the game. The problem is that they're the hardest to play in the game, and you're going to need to be able to find those. Shortcut definitely can help out in that regard. Smear Joker can maybe allow us to really go for it, but Jesus, losing his Gros Michel and you don't have a Cavendish to look forward to.
But an Oops All 6. Oops All 6 is coming right afterwards. That's not power for right now, but that is potential power for later, and we've still got Hermit in the Fool.
Well, Vagabond might be right. It might be Slush House being the best
Slush House is the best. Slush House is the best scaling.
And conjoined right before the boss blind. That one is big.
Huge, very huge. That's effectively the only times molt on the table. Jesus didn't use the Hex for anything. I think he just sold it for interest later on. Are we gonna sell the Oops All 6s? Oh my gosh.
We're selling it for Mary Andy. Interesting. But
Mary.
Yeah, what we see is that Jesus is just so far ahead in the shop compared to Wampus. He's just able to see that conjoin, see that Mary Andy that we just aren't able to find on the side of Wampus. We grab the talisman, we grab that
Gold Blue Seal 8.
Yeah, gold card Blue Seal 8 and the telescope as well, knowing how good of a scaling that straight is. Not the kind of joker that you see, not the kind of voucher that you see picked up a lot in PvP, but with straights, with it being one of the only ways to really boost it being planets, that might just be the play.
I think, in fact, we're going for the Flush House here now. Jesus is looking for those aces and those kings that he sigiled earlier on in the game. That Flush House level 2 right now, if we can get the blue seals to start ramping up, in that flush house's favor, that's absolutely going to eclipse anything that Wampus could scale with the straights, even if it is a straight flush.
Could be. We're debating.
We're discarding blue seal.
We're debating for just a moment, but we need to find that flush house in the first place. We only got a single more opportunity to do so, and we don't find it. That 10 is not going to be found today, and that is a guaranteed life for Wampus. Jesus now down 2-4.
Sometimes you need to let him take the wheel, but sometimes you got to get him out of the goddamn kitchen.
Yeah, that conjoined, unfortunately, Wampus just played around it really well, played those hands immediately as you're supposed to do, and just got his big hand out of the way late. Gros Michel, though, burned on the side of Wampus, and contrary to Jesus, he doesn't have any other flat mold aside from his planet.
Yeah, and it's... Wampus is Gros Michel breaking after that blind. Jesus is breaking before that blind. I think that matters a little bit. The flat molt helping on Wampus' side, especially since he's got the polychrome on his shortcut for actual times molt. Since he threw away all of his hands super early, Jesus didn't really get the value out of any of that conjoined Joker. Kind of in the shop.
I would agree. That amulet can be really big depending on what Jesus decides to hit. I think...
do we rip it here? We got one of our aces. That cuts into our flush house.
That ace is scary. I was about to say possibly trying to get rid of that ace of spades just for the sake of just not guaranteeing not hitting it. But unfortunately, our flush house is hit, as you just said. So what are we playing for now? Is the question.
I don't know. We're still probably playing towards our flush house, and a world card definitely makes it easier. Now we've got technically a flush house on deck if we had used the world on the 2 8s that we saw. Now we've got 2 2s on deck. That could be another way to make our flush house.
I would say also possibly making that gold card into a spade could also be good in the case we want to play for a black board later. We've seen that Joker so much.
Starting them though.
Okay, we're...
What do we want? Do we want ace? Do we want 8s? That's our only real option for flush house at this point.
What are we
Greed.
doing?
A lot of greed is what we're seeing right now. A lot of greed.
And we're playing that gold card. I do not see what's going on from the side of Jesus right now.
We've got a flush house with the 4s. I think Jesus was just reading quite a bit. I think if you were going to make a flush house out of any of the cards earlier, you should have made it out of those 2s and those 10s and then taken the blue seal. Without that blue seal scaling, it hurts you a little bit. We're already at level 4 flush house, but imagine if we were at level 5.
I do see the play now. He was digging for those 4s because he wants a full flush house with that.
Oh, 10-4. Gosh, you're right. He's keeping the 10-4. Shoot the moon. I don't think it's the angle in this game.
No, absolutely not. He's already committed to that flush house. But yes, he was just digging for those 4s. He wants that full walkie-talkie hand.
Let's go gambling.
That's the big one. Mary Andy maybe choosing to be discarded. Now that we have our flush house back on board with those 10s and 4s.
I think you actually get rid of the runner here because you're scaling on a planet card that has a whole lot of chips included for free. Getting rid of that runner, it's only at 60. We're not playing straights anymore. We're not really leveling it up. Another series coming through. Very nice. Makes a lot of sense to drop the runner.
You're absolutely right. Now that I didn't realize that in the moment Hone being picked up, that's an interesting one. Strength is really good here though, probably replacing the chariot here.
It just feels like deja vu from yesterday's tournament. I feel like I've heard you say Hone being picked up again.
Yeah, no, it's really weird. Hone is definitely one of those just one of those vouchers that's never really picked up in any build. Really, I wonder what's the play here. Maybe maybe we're valuing polychrome a lot more. I think that might be it. We're just
that's
valuing
probably
polychrome
it.
a lot
Yeah.
more.
Yeah, trying to find polychrome jokers naturally it's a power prospect since we are so limited on the times molt that we can actually get.
Oh, and we have the world here. We can grab just that much more spades, and we do turn that gold 8 into a spade just in case we go for the blackboard later down the line. I do really
Let's go
like
gambling
that.
hit too.
Let's go gambling
So our
hits.
all-in potential is at 76k right now. That could absolutely trounce Wampus in the boss blind.
Not to mention that we still have the Mary Andy that we're using to try and dig for that blue seal a lot more. Hey runner, welcome back. But yeah, we still have the Mary Andy as a quote-unquote free spot. The Chaos the Clown obviously going to be held for the time being because we just want as much econ as possible. We've already rolled so far ahead of Wampus in the shop by now. They have not seen that Mary Andy. They have not seen that Let's Go Gambling. They did pick up the Swashbuckler for the sake of their flat mult at the moment, which will definitely work out. But on the side of Jesus, we just have a lot more of a higher end. And that strength going into the boss line can maybe clutch out a flush house if we need to.
Absolutely, and we get another tarot card. It's Judgment, not super useful for making the hand that we want to play. Looks like we're not going to hold on to the Blue Seal 8. 50k from Wampus immediately. This is something dangerous. We do have that Swashbuckler plus the egg for very good scaling flat mult. It's 2 of your Joker slots taken up, but when it's combined with chips value from that runner, it can make very strong hands very quick. And that's exactly what you want to see when you're playing conjoined. We're at 100k. Can the Flush House beat us?
The mishead on the side of the... And we got the Let's Go Gambling hit! I was just about to say we got a misfire on Let's Go Gambling right before, but it pays us back in dividends. They're getting that ×4 right when it matters. Conjoined, unfortunately, Jesus is not able to play towards that conjoined at all. Wampus just played those hands really quick. That flush house never came, but that Let's Go Gambling hit just allowed Jesus to get back up into the game here, and we're just gonna keep snowballing.
Completely nuts that Let's Go Gambling activates when you need it the most. It's what a go-to card. Some would say it's even the best card.
Well, we are playing Balatro. This is poker, folks. We are gamblers after all.
The more degenerate you are, the more gambler you get. And we see another Spades 4 pickup with a gold seal as well. We've got 2 gold seals on Jesus' side.
That's an insane pickup. You have to remember, Jesus now has technically has 1.5 econ Joker alongside 2 gold seals on his main hand played that he's going to want to play every round just for the sake of grinding out those planet cards. Honestly, Jesus just has so much more in the econ game at the moment. The only thing Wampus has is that egg, and sure, it gets you eventual temperance value, but Jesus just has more consistent money at this point.
Exactly. Having your cards that you're incentivized to play, your 4s and your 10s, having gold sealed on them, you're going to play those cards every single round because you're trying to level up your flush house because you've got that blue seal on deck. You're going to play them anyway. Being incentivized to do that and getting money from it, great things come from stacking incentive like that.
And we do see as well the strength being used to grab more of those 4s, just getting more of an opportunity to get those hands more consistently, and that's the only thing you need. If you're Jesus now, you're just digging for that blue seal. Unfortunately, you do not get it. You just get that chariot out and you try and see what's your highest, your new highest end, really. I do like that Jesus favors the 4s there, just in case we want to rotate towards a full 4s and hack build. But for now, we are just trying to split up those 10s and 4s about equally. Medium picked up on the side of Wampus. We're still far behind in the shop, and another Ceres on the side of Jesus. They're starting to become a bit less valuable, but they're still really, really good when it comes to scaling.
Still very powerful to have more levels in that flush house. I don't know if I rip the emulate here. I think, honestly, I do. You want to get your
perfect.
Yeah, and it skips over the steel card, too. Awesome. Another Ceres from the shop as well.
That emulate was just absolutely perfect on the side of Jesus there because you had exactly none of the cards that make your best hand, so you're just guaranteed deck fixing. The only thing you get rid of is a gold ace, but at this point you have the econ that you need, and we're checking over. This could be a big turning point here with that obelisk. We want to try.
This is a huge. I think this is a huge mistake to take obelisk here. You only have 5 more flush houses to play before it caps off. Your highest played card type is high card. You've only been able to find your flush houses so consistently because of that Mary Andy. I think it's a trap. Jesus has to get out of this soon, but you know who it isn't a trap for? Wampus. Wampus is still behind in the shop, but Wampus has been playing balls to the walls straights the entire game through. Having Obelisk, your most played card, on straights here, that makes it incredibly easy to avoid. You're not going to accidentally play a straight.
Well, I actually don't agree with you on this, on the fact that this is a trap, simply because of the fact that for Jesus, it's actually fairly easy to transition into something like a 4 of a kind or a flush 5 build with those 4s and those 10s that he's built up. So I think he can still play a big variety of hands before that comes into play. I don't think Obelisk is that bad of a pickup here, and you gotta remember, that's essentially the best scaling X-Mall Joker that you're going to have. If you don't play towards it and your opponent does, you're basically guaranteed to lose. I think you have to take that risk, and you can still play towards it.
You know what? You probably are right. It is still scaling X-Molt, and you still do have a lot of hands to play to get away, and you can definitely turn to a flush 5-4 build that can absolutely carry you the day. I just worry that all the scaling we put into Flush House is going to end up hurting us.
Possibly, yeah, you're right in that aspect. We've scaled that Flush House so much at this point that we can't really, we just can't really use it anymore. All those Sariuses that just gave us so much base chips and Molt that granted we do have the Talkie-Walkie, but compared to the chips and Molt that the Sarius gave us in and of itself, just the base hand, that's pretty much nothing compared to all that. Granted, we do have the Conjoined Joker and the Let's Go Gambling, which should be, which should pay us dividends still, but it is quite scary. But the thing that I'm worried about with Jesus is that at this point,
this big blind.
Ooh, yeah, I didn't consider this, but being this blind, granted, we do have three triggers here. We have 3 walkie-talkie triggers. I think we should be fine.
Should be, and we are. We're barely fine.
Did the Let's Go Gambling hit and save him? Is that what happened?
I think that was a misfire, right? That had to be a misfire.
Oh, that might have been a misfire. You're correct.
Yeah, it had to be a misfire. There's no way.
But yeah,
Oh, no, that was actually wow. Okay, yeah, no, he. Okay.
Okay, you tried to deny it, but he did get saved. Okay.
Jesus Christ! You know, Jesus has been bailed out by divine luck a little bit too frequently. I'm kind of calling cap. I think we're playing against the divine entity here, and I don't think that's exactly fair.
We should check we should add to the rules no divine entities entering for the sake of fairness. Campfire is another interesting pickup. But I was about to say before that save that what I'm worried about here is the mental strain of playing towards both Conjoined and Obelisk in the middle of a PvP blind. A slip up is so easy to just happen here, just out of nowhere, just missing, just playing quickly to try and get that Conjoined Joker value, and just accidentally getting your Obelisk reset out of nowhere simply because you're trying to get a high card, just trying to play fast, and just missing out entirely.
Watching Jesus find an asteroid and shop, and then fooling the asteroid again instead of selling the asteroid and the fool for the campfire value is the most Jesus thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's I can't say that's probably the most optimal play that we would have gone for, but either way, gotta trust Jesus on that one. How much is that Obelisk? That's what I'm curious. Is that times 2 already? And
which is practically better than our Conjoined at this point, so...
Yeah, with Campfire as well, that should allow him to get a bit at the very least. Little misfire on the side of Wampus, but unfortunately, we're just able to play those straights to such a high degree, that Egg and Swashbuckler combo giving him so much flat mult to just combine with the Polychrome and the Conjoined Joker. Wampus,
and don't forget about that Let's Go Gambling. Wampus got that Let's Go Gambling proc to get up to 400k here.
Absolutely, you're right. We are able to play... I was debating on the shortcut, but Wampus just has been able to use it so effectively, essentially getting straights every single time. And now with our flat molds taken care of, we have the Econ with the Temperances and the Egg. At this point, we can just keep this rolling. We have to play this Flush House. We have all of our walkie-talkie pickups. We have the Steel. This is the only way we can get through, and it is nowhere near enough. It's nowhere near enough.
If we had gotten the 1 in 4 Let's Go Gambling, it would have won there.
We already got saved by it twice. We can't hope for it to happen every time.
Divine intervention, Jomo. Stick with the script. Anyway.
And yeah, we're already feeling this Campfire at this point. We're just going towards it. We sold the Let's Go Gambling for it, having the Joker slot to just burn our entire econ towards it. I can't say it's necessarily a bad play considering everything that's been going on in Jesus' game. You want to go for that safer X mode compared to the Let's Go Gambling here, and I think Sakin Baskin, that's so unfortunate. That's not the game. That's not the game for you.
Yeah, not the game to see. But Jesus is going all in on this campfire, and I can't say it's a bad idea. You've got those gold seals to supply pretty good econ value mid-run. Wasteful lets you make your hands easier, but you might want to hold off until you get interest value.
Yeah, you have enough gold cards to make it happen fairly easily at this point, so we're just gonna try and get our trade in our hands, and that's a big hermit as well. Never mind, you don't need the gold card anymore. My mistake.
It's completely unnecessary when you're just lucky, I suppose. Or can it really be said to be luck if it happens so consistently?
Maybe he just sees into the code. We can never know. Wonder what we're going. Oh, flush house hit. That's unfortunate. Wampus eyeing up that fire pod. Actually, wonder if he can really get that consistently. He hasn't been playing towards any specific suit. It might be the play for him, considering how consistently he's been managing to pick up those straights.
It could be. I don't know if Wampus knows how far behind he is in the shop. He definitely doesn't expect a campfire to pop up soon. But Jesus has been like filling this campfire to the brim this blind. I don't know if Wampus actually has a real case to catch up, other than maybe getting a lucky Let's Go Gambling hit at the right time. He sees the obelisk first, but we know that Jesus has been scaling this obelisk for way longer than Wampus is, more than about 2 antes now.
Yeah, that's now at times 3.25. Is that what I saw? I'm
3.2? 3.2?
Something along those lines. Chat will correct me as they always do on that one. But yeah, Flower Pot is indeed skipped, but I don't know if maybe going into the boss blind with the Lover's Card maybe could have helped it trigger. Flower Pot, that's ×3 mold. That's one of the most consistent times mold, one of the biggest times mold in the format, aside from obviously Campfire or Obelisk, that Jesus both has. If he's able to keep scaling both, that should be more than enough. That Emperor. That's so much value for your Campfire, and I do think it should be picked up.
Sometimes you just gotta hang your men. It looks like that's what we're opting to go for.
We will hang our man. I am a bit scared that we're maybe we're still on 1 life, so depends on how hard we want to play in this campfire compared to maybe playing towards the next few antes. I do wonder. Will it reset if he plays this right card? Okay, no, it's a discard. I keep forgetting that the buttons are swapped. My mistake.
Yeah. No, it's been messing with me too. But Jesus, he's just a special guy. Okay, he's able to recognize the buttons even without looking at them. I think. Feel it in his bones. It's like a 6th sense. And money too. He gets money whenever he wants it. It's completely free. I bet this guy could probably turn water into wine. I think.
Maybe just a little speculation here, but I will say you're right about Wampus. You were right about Wampus not picking up that obelisk. That's actually really surprising to me. But I think at this point you've scaled the straight by so much that shortcut. I think maybe a bit of sentimental value towards that polychrome shortcut. I don't know, but I'm surprised to see it skipped. I guess. Actually, granted, I think I know why. All things considered, is because we haven't not really played towards any other hand. We have not really thinned our deck towards a specific type, so we can't really go for those usual 4 of a kind, full flushes and flush 5s that we usually see in the late game. So maybe we're a bit scared that we're not able to play a strong enough hand without the obelisk scaling.
Exactly. I think this game can be summarized by a real match of divergent decisions. Wampus has played so heavily towards towards straights this entire game that his entire strategy really banks on getting consistent straights all the way through. He's got that flat molt stack from the planet levels. He's got flat molt from the swashbuckler plus the egg. He can't sell out of this egg anymore. That's like most of his power. And selling out of the shortcut really hampers the amount of hands he can actually play. Jesus is a lot more freeform. Jesus is free to play whatever hands he wants, playing one big hand right at the end there.
Yeah, just overall, just like you said, the only thing that's really limiting in his build right now is just the walkie-talkie. That's the only thing
Of course he gets the fucking hermit. Of course he gets the hermit right before he dips below 20. Of course he does. Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Sorry.
A duo is picked up as well.
Fortune teller could be interesting. He's debating how much money is that fortune, not money. How much flat mult is that fortune teller at right now? How many tarots have we used? Is it plus 30?
Unfortunately, it's a bit too blurry on our end to really see it. I not sure, but I do think selling walkie-talkie could be useful.
Plus 35. Plus 35.
That's so much more. And yeah, we're scaling the walkie-talkie for it. We're picking up the duo before the boss blind here. I think Jesus has a... If somehow Obelisk doesn't reset, I believe Jesus definitely takes his boss blind here.
Absolutely. I'm a little bit worried about the hand types played for Jesus, but not worried enough to care too much, because even when we're playing a throwaway hand, we get 365,000.
But Wampus is not far behind, but the issue is that if you play a straight, Jesus, no matter what hand he plays here, he's able to get, especially, that's also why I believe it's so important for Jesus to take that fortune teller instead of the walkie-talkie, because it keeps going with the theme of unconditional hands. No matter what he plays now, Jesus has everything he needs.
Did Jesus just hung man one of his
gold seal fours? Yes, we saw that. I'm not gonna question this man anymore.
He knows better than me. He knows better than me. He knows better than me. He could have played a flush 5 and scaled the obelisk one more and gotten money, but he knows better. I don't know. I don't know.
This man is breaking me, Rockle. I can hear it.
Dude, he knows the RN seed and it's fucking with me. Okay, I don't know what he's doing anymore.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's gotta be a misclick on that part. I don't know why you would.
No, trust. He's gonna get some crazy like luck proc later on, and it's gonna be because of that. It's gonna be crazy or something. I don't know.
This is one of the most bizarre game I've ever seen, but Jesus is now so in the lead. We're not debating on selling that fortune teller, are we?
There's no way. Are we? Oh my god, we are. Super position? No, don't do it to me. Don't do it to me. Okay, we're selling it. Sorry.
We're selling it.
But for hallucination. Okay.
Rockle, stay with me.
I'm sorry. I'm here. I'm sorry. I'm grounded. I'm here.
Okay, hallucination I think can be a decent pickup simply because it gives you more fuel to the campfire, more tarot cards to sell. But selling your, I'm just.
No, hold on here. Let me reason it out. Jesus is actually playing 6 times ahead of you, and I figured it out. I mean this literally sincerely. He's selling the flat mult so that he doesn't win so hard, so that he can actually sandbag to scale up the obelisk more. That's why he sold out of the flat mult, so that he can play more than one throwaway hand. And more importantly, he sold the fortune teller so that he has an open joker slot. He's not exactly super high on the hallucination. He just wants an available joker slot to scale up campfire because he doesn't have Terra Tycoon or the Planet Tycoon.
You're right. I'm just drunk off the current play right now, and unfortunately,
it's a lucky proc.
Obelisk scaling doesn't matter much if you get the lucky proc, but you also have so much time sold already. But you're right, he can just get those packs and immediately sell his hallucination in order to just keep ramping up that campfire. We do see him so far just being able to ramp up that campfire pretty consistently. Judgment is going to be probably used here. Exactly, you can just sell that after if it's not something you want to keep, and obviously flashcard is not at all that by this point. But I think it's also the fact that any unconditional flat mult here is going to be able to suit Jesus no matter what. That popcorn could be an example, but it could be really any raw flat mult. It could be supernova, if anything, any amount of flat mult at this point. But this amount of times the mult is going to be enough to carry him to the finish line. But he still has 2 antis to scale this obelisk that Wampus has not picked up at all.
Exactly, and this popcorn could be very useful in the PvP blind, even though it's just plus 20 mult. I don't think we'll see him carry it totally in. I think he'll sell out here, and more importantly, I think he might be able to find Fortune Teller again. It is just a common card. We could be back to full form, especially since Jesus has a pretty powerful econ generator.
That and divine luck on his side, but that is besides the point.
Temperance plus fool. I don't know who thought that he didn't have money, but this guy's rich.
Oh my goodness. Right as we say anything.
It's all part of the covenant. It's all part of the RNG string. You don't understand. You don't see it. Jesus does. All right, trust the process.
I don't see anything, but what I do see is that Wampus, no changes in Joker at all. No changes at all. So that scoring is going to be pretty much the same. He has fed his campfire, but that's only up to 325, and that's nowhere near what Jesus has managed to scale up last time. And even this time, it is. I do believe it's already up there. Blackboard could be an option. We do have a lot of spades and clubs, but it's risky. We have conjoined Joker, our opponent and us have conjoined Joker. We need to play those hands fast. So will we be able to risk it for the Blackboard? I think it's still worth taking simply because of 3 times multi is more than enough here. Unfortunately, no suit changers in the pack here aside from our Lover's card. Do see a death though, copying that purple seal. That is absolutely worthwhile here.
It's more fuel for the fire.
Absolutely. And this game has just been insane so far. I'm sorry, I'm out of breath at this point.
Yeah, Jesus is playing 6 steps ahead of us, and we have to keep up. It's hard to see. And then Wampus is playing the straightforward game. Wampus's plan hasn't changed. Play straights, get high multiplier, get high flat mult, beat the guy. But he doesn't know. This is the only ill-begotten son.
The problem as well is that at this point, aside from Campfire, he has no more way to scale, simply because planet cards at this point, we mentioned this at the start, but planet cards at this point really give you nothing. It's such a lower value compared to what you got at the start. Sure, you can scale that Campfire, but I think Jesus just has so much more at this point. I'm not exactly sure just how many. I missed the first hand, unfortunately, but as long as you take care of those red cards in your hand, let's see it here, folks. Times 5 and times 5.25.
Oh, it's not enough to immediately scale out. Can Wampus beat Jesus here? Does Jesus have to go for a flush house?
I think you have to. At this point, we missed out on we talked about this, but we don't have the flat mult now, so a lot of our scoring is just gone. That times mult is going nowhere, and now we flew too close to the sun. Wampus is at 2.2 mil, even without scaling his campfire as much. We just have 0 flat mult. We have no source. All of our flat mult is in the flush house that we've scaled, and now we have no more flat mult to talk about. And we have no more flat mult to talk about.
Now hold on here. We've got our flush house from Jesus. We don't have any more conjoined value. We have a chariot on deck. We have 2 more cells for our campfire. Can this flush house beat Wampus? I want to know.
It has to. It doesn't reset, I believe. But no conjoined value.
You have to play the 4. You have to. This doesn't have Blackboard. You have to play the 4. No.
Does it not?
Does this count for Blackboard?
It does.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
It doesn't work 7 million. We're fine. We're fine.
Holy cow.
We're fine.
Sorry for a second. I thought, but even without the Blackboard there, I think he still does barely win. That's crazy.
No, that was 7 million to 2 million, Rockle.
Oh my god.
Rockle, please. Stay with me. Stay with me.
No, I'm here. I'm just trying to divide 7 million by 3 if we don't get the Blackboard.
Yeah, no, that would have been without the Blackboard. That still would have been regardless. But yeah, that Blackboard does count with Lovers. It doesn't count with Stone cards. Fun fact: I've lost the game to that.
Exactly. And now, just like chat's saying, I think Conjoined Joker is our weakest Joker here. We've got that Lovers card. Seeing Double could be technically better than Conjoined Joker.
That's an insane sentence, but I think you're right. I think Conjoined has to go for Seeing Double, and now our entire lineup is Times Mult in Bad Latro. That is insane to me.
But more importantly, the Conjoined Joker has to go so that we have that open slot to burn Jokers for the campfire.
Spaceman, I don't believe that you shall stay for now. Unfortunately, you're just fuel to the fire at this point. Actually, we're keeping this.
We're gonna keep you for right now, just for a little bit,
We do see the paintbrush that Jesus skipped at the start of the match here could help him towards that flush house that could finish the game off. How much that flush house at? It is still it's still much higher. Okay, never mind. Yeah, we're still much higher than the high card at this point.
Plenty room. Yeah.
if at this point, if we're not playing the high card, we should absolutely win this. Wampus, once again, just hasn't found anything to scale his deck any further than that. The only thing that he can go for is just fueling his campfire. But on Jesus' side, we have the Blackboard, we have the Duo, and we have the Obelisk that just keeps scaling forward.
Exactly. You were definitely right. I should never have said that it might have been a bad play to take the Obelisk here, because the focus being on playing towards these diverse hands and getting the scaling molt from Obelisk. Now we're at 5.6. That beats anything that Wampus could put up.
Absolutely. You gotta remember as well, where the main thing about scaling high card for Obelisk that makes it really scary is that sometimes you just have to play your high card. But in this case, oh, hello Fortune Teller, welcome back. But in this case, you really don't need to. We've built our deck already towards so many 10s and 4s and spades that we should have a pair at the very least to play, no matter what your hand is, and not even counting discards.
Exactly. And Jesus is in no danger really ever of not finding a hand to play because of how much deck fixing he's done. And this is different deck fixing than you're used to seeing if you're just ready to play the regular PvP. Usually hearts are king, so Blackboard takes kind of a back seat, but in Bad Latro, Blackboard's one of the most powerful times molt jokers in the entire game, and Bloodstone isn't available. So we see Jesus was already biasing towards spades and clubs, and that worked out perfectly.
Absolutely, we're just discarding, trying to maybe get our... Interesting, maybe
flush 5.
Maybe a flush 5 here. Well, that
Yeah,
guarantees that you scale for sure. Scaling our Tarot, our Fortune Teller a little bit. It's at 45 molt now, I believe.
Something crazy like that. This is a Joker I love to see get use in PvP. Sometimes it can roll a huge bankroll. I think Jesus has more room on the pairs, but he might just go for the flush 5s.
Alright. I am seeing a question really quickly in chat. Hearts are king in PvP Balatro simply because of Bloodstone, and there's really no downside to playing towards a specific suit because you have no boss blind that can punish you for playing towards a specific suit. So it's always good to just go for kings, go for hearts, and just never look back. The only thing that can maybe punish you is an Ancient Joker, but at this point you're just playing towards wildcards.
Exactly. But that's just not the case in Bad Latro, since most of the good retriggerable times molt jokers are banned in this format. We see Wampus has picked up the Blackboard before going into this last PvP blind. It is actually legitimately staggering how big the shop gap between these two players are. Jesus has had such a huge econ bankroll this entire game. He's gotten so far ahead. We're seeing stuff that we saw last ante, or at the beginning of this ante, in Wampus's final ante shop.
No, absolutely. Jesus has just been having so much more econ here as we go into that final boss blind. The one thing that Wampus can pick up is that seeing double, but in the case of Jesus here, you're never playing straights. That duo is always connecting, no matter what happens. So it's always going to be better. We see the Flower Pot here.
Flower Pot. I don't think he can play it. I don't think he has a hand that's actually viable to play it. And something I'm a little bit worried about here, Wampus's campfire is at 8x. What is Jesus' campfire at?
I'm not certain, unfortunately.
3.75. It's at 3.75 right now. That's a huge difference. If we tally up all the times molt that we have on Wampus's side, we've got 2 times 3 times 8 times 3 at max conjoining Joker times 1.5. Somebody run the numbers.
Well, the thing is, that Obelisk is still there, so I do think it should be more than fine for Jesus, especially when you consider the fact that Blackboard is going to be a lot more difficult to trigger for Wampus. We have not built specifically for those black cards, and here you see it. In that first hand, we have so many hearts, so many diamonds. That is not going to trigger as much as that Blackboard is. Jesus' Obelisk is at ×6 molt now as well, so it is close to on par with that campfire. But you're right, Jesus has not been playing towards that campfire much at all. Pair is going to be used once again. Blackboard triggers. We're up to 500k now, straight on the side of Wampus. Let's see it,
we
folks.
Got flush 5 on Jesus' side. 4 million, but last time we saw Jesus scored 7 million.
At 2.4 million. But another straight on the side of Wampus. But Blackboard doesn't trigger. We're only up to 5 million. But we only have one more hand on the side of Jesus. What
is it going to be enough? It's a flush 5 so far for Jesus. Is this flush 5 going to be enough? We have all our 4s.
Blackboard triggers. We have a lot of steel there as well. It's up to the last card of both players, but Wampus now is up to is up to everything. We haven't not sold those campfire. We have sold for campfire. This is our last card. We do not have a straight left to play for Wampus. Oh, actually, we do. Never mind.
We do have one more straight left to play. No conjoined value.
That's up to 7 mil. I'm not sure that's enough.
To beat.
I'm not.
I
sure
don't know
enough.
if Jesus can beat this. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he can beat this. He's got 2 steel on deck.
We have the steel. We have the fortune teller for the flat mold as well as the holographic. We have to pray here, folks.
And he doesn't hit it. No, it's not enough.
Wampus.
The straightforward build wins from Wampus's side. He just dog walks us in regular Balatro gameplay.
That's such. I mean, granted, I will say this. If we're being honest, this game should have ended 4 antes ago. Jesus was saved twice by Let's Go Gambling. So honestly, I'm happy for Wampus winning. Simply
well, Jesus was saved on a PvP blind by Let's Go Gambling. Jesus was saved on a regular bind from Let's Go Gambling, and all of the absolute Misha guys that Jesus encountered from Econ. Jesus just got so lucky with Hermit after Temperance in the shops at the exact perfect times to capitalize. It looked like he was just walking on water here.
But not feeding that campfire was the big thing. We kept that fortune teller maybe for a little bit too long. And unfortunately, we were just not able to feed that campfire as much as Wampus has. And we just played that last night perfectly towards Wampus. I was worried that that blackboard wasn't going to be able to trigger. It didn't trigger on that last hand. Actually, that's why we sold it for the campfire, just feeding it one last time. But we are barely able to edge it out. That reverse sweep denied by Wampus. Amazing game for these quarterfinals.
Crazy sentence. Wampus edging Jesus. That's a Discord statement.
God damn it.
So for the next game, we're gonna follow Wampus here as he goes into the semifinals. This next round will be part of the semifinals.
I was standing up the entire game. I was standing up. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, you know, I think it's very important to know that, like, okay, Jesus is actually saying in their game chat right now, they're saying, yeah, Conjoined made me do a flush 5 instead of keeping them for the full house. They felt the pressure of the enemies Conjoined. You can see that with the Phantom, it sends over, so you know when your opponent has Conjoined, it really puts on that pressure. And so he played very fast and ended up regretting it. Could not play that leveled up flush house for the extra chips. It would have won.
Yeah,
it would have.
Conjoined just forces you to play fast. You're needed to, but yeah, not playing that flush house that we spent so much time onto, that we had still available with the obelisk, that just came back to bite us. Unfortunate, but that's what I was saying. That I was talking about this when he picked up the obelisk, the mental pressure of keeping up with both obelisk and not able to play those high cards and still playing towards Conjoined. And in the end, I called it. That's the mental pressure that got to him. And unfortunately,
it's true. There's a lot to be said about keeping an easy plan in your head. Wampus just had a game plan in mind and didn't have to deviate from it too much. Maybe he had to play fast for Conjoined. Maybe he had to burn a little bit for Campfire. But those were easy tasks when the only hand type you're making is straights. And that shortcut really paid off in the end.
Yeah, absolutely. And just also... well, Jesus, usually when you just want to cast away those hands for Conjoined, you need to play high card. That's the one thing that you need to play, because you want to discard a mishmash of just random cards. But our deck is really well built on the side of Jesus. The cards that we have the most are those 4s and Zens, and we want to keep them in hand. So you want to discard with those hands, but at the same time you need to keep them. So that's just a lot going on in your mind during those PvP blinds, and Wampus just capitalized with a much simpler build, but nonetheless still an effective one.
Exactly. High APM is a lot harder to keep track of when you're trying to play a very specific type of hand, when you're trying to keep yourself organized in a very specific way. It can be a lot to take the pressure off yourself and play a simpler game.
Absolutely. And I will say one last thing, that I apologize for the shortcut polychrome slander. There, I said it.
It's not slander. It's not slander. It's just it's proving itself for basically the first time, I think, on the stage. That might be the first time we've seen a shortcut game where it does like huge numbers. And I don't know.
Definitely the first one where it's been at the ending screen at the very least. That one's for certain.
It's true. If we had like PvP match badges, that would be a hard one to get.
Absolutely.
Alright,
Okay,
I'm gonna
so
pull up the
we're-
bracket. It's going to be about 3 minutes before I can get this next game on the road. Wumpus needs to take a little bit of a break, stretch, get some water, go to the
That's valid,
bathroom, all that. I
after-
mean,
after
they're in the
this game, that's valid.
semifinals. They're in the semifinals. We're down to our last 4 contestants in this tournament. Let me pull up the bracket, okay? Hold on. Oh wait, that's me. Hold on.
That is the PNG tuber.
That
That's
is
what we're
me.
looking
Hold
for.
on. No, I'm not supposed to be here. Hold on.
Oh goodness. What are we going for in terms of commentating for these semis?
For the
Oh,
semifinals.
someone say semis?
Well, it looks like we got Super Hider in here. And Rokul, are you wanting to take a break? You've been in here for a while.
If you want me to.
Yeah,
Well,
I think
well-
we could okay, it's dependent on whether or not you want me and Rockall casting finals for like the 3rd time.
Well,
Like, if I mean, you could do it. We
yeah,
could.
we
We
can
haven't
cast
done that in a
finals.
while.
Yeah, we haven't cast finals in a while. We can cast finals.
Yeah, the Super Bag finals are good. That could be good.
Alright, that sounds good to me. So what are we going for semis?
I guess.
then?
Yeah, you two do semis, and then Super and I can do finals.
Yeah, then
Sounds
we'll
good
do.
to me. Alright.
Fine.
Yeah, good.
I
Alright.
need a bit after that game. I will say I'm glad we have a small break because Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, you guys go get some water, drink, and use the bathroom, all that. I can talk about this bracket while we wait.
Alright, I will indeed grab some water really quickly. I shall be right back.
Alright, so at the top of this bracket, we have Maverick taking out Super Hider, taking out, I've seen this name a lot. 3GNOG.
Threenog?
Yeah, 3Nog. And now they're fighting Klust right now. We just saw the Klust versus Kozak game, which resulted in this matchup. And they are going to be fighting for a spot in the grand finals. Maverick seed 1, not because they've won a tournament yet, because they have not, as far as I'm aware. They are seed 1 because they are currently #1 on the Balatro multiplayer leaderboard. They've been grinding out those ranked games. And
The Balatro multiplayer leaderboard or the Bad Balatro multiplayer?
the Balatro multiplayer leaderboard.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Just in the
they're
base
cooking.
game. They're cracked. Okay, and then on the bottom we have Fraggle Joe versus Wampus Bompus. I wanna say I have never seen Wampus Bompus before. And I mean, you can see it in their playstyle. They have not been tainted by the oh, just go flush 5. I mean, last game they went full straights. They literally just played straights all game. All game. They just played. Oh, here's a straight. Here's another straight. Here's another straight. And it paid off because the scaling on straights is just so ridiculous. I mean, there's a reason it's the GOAT of hands to be playing for Jokerless. Straights incredibly strong on the planet scaling, and then they just had good solid X-Molt Jokers, had no need for base molt, had no need for chips, and that's how they won this last game. And it's just a unique way in the multiplayer side of things to be playing the game. I mean, he was playing this like it was normal Gold Stake Balatro, and it paid off. He's in the semifinals. He's gonna be fighting Fraggle Joe. I have seen them around a little bit more often.
Have we seen any plasma decks today? Because those games are always something
Not
crazy.
yet.
Especially on
I don't think we've seen one
Balatro.
on. I haven't seen one on stream, and I don't think we're gonna see one on stream again because 2K got knocked out
Yep.
by Jesus.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Wow. That is crazy
That was the
interesting
first-
development in the early brackets.
Yeah. So 2K fought their round 1, their round 2, and then had to go up against Jesus or Gamelaze, so that was gonna be a tough match either way.
Yeah, no, I will say they defeated Seed 6 on the way up.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not sure who Trains 346 is, but well played, well
I
played.
have never met them, but if they're
Mr.
6 seed,
Yeah, I love
Basically,
seeing
They must be hype in the leaderboard.
I love seeing all the new players and all the new strats popping up. All right, looks like
Trains is
we
C20.
it looks like we are getting ready to start. Let me just give me 1 second to get these POVs.
Alright, I am
problem.
back.
Hello, back. What's up?
Haha.
Had to pull that one out of my old dad book joke. I have,
Yeah,
a whole
okay.
book full of dad
Okay.
jokes. I have
Sure,
like them
sure.
all here. I've been studying them every night. They come in handy.
I can imagine.
Who the fuck is Handy?
Already started,
We don't talk
bro.
about handy. We don't talk about handy.
Oh my god.
We pick them up whenever we see them in the shop, right?
Bro, I did not tell
Alright,
these players to start, but they just started. Oh my goodness.
Alright, well
Damn.
let's get right into the game then. First things first, I want to talk about Rockall Magic deck.
Oh yeah, Magic deck giving us 2 Fools at the start of the game, and that extra consumable slot could be very good for something like Campfire pop up early, or could make a big impact if we find one of those suit-changing tarot cards, such as Suns, such as Worlds, such as perhaps even maybe a Star, or I'm forgetting the club's one at the moment.
Moon.
Moon, the Moon, La Moon, La Lune. Seeing one of those early on could be very good, especially in Badlacha, since we want to play towards that potential blackboard. Neither player so far taking anything.
Fragile picking up the Riffraff, though. There's an interesting joker you don't see a lot of in a regular PvP Balatro. A lot of variants there. Can be also considered somewhat of an econ joker, giving you things to sell later down the line. But overall, I don't mind it in this specific instance. Early game, you want to try and find something to play towards, or just in general, some random assortment jokers can definitely help when it comes to your early game point scoring. We're probably selling this. Oh no, we're selling the Wrath ones and the Slide Joker. Vagabond, you turned off OBS for us. Thank you.
So something to note: we did miss the first PvP blind. It looks like Fragile Joe's already down 1 life. And not a whole lot of power on either player's side so far.
That is true. We only see that. I'm drawing a blank. Oh goodness. The Chips Flush Joker.
Oh, Crafty, yeah.
Crafty, thank you. We're only seeing the Crafty Joker as a power play on the side of.
And Misprint now.
Misprint definitely helps out. Fragile Joe, I suppose, picked up that 8-ball early and just chose to go for the potential tarot cards, Smiley Face, and Ride the Bus. There's a contradictory call for you.
Exactly. Very, very unplayable together, but I think you probably keep the Smiley Face here for some potential growth in the retrigger department later on.
Oh, chat might be right on something, actually. We did see at the start a boss blind being pulled, so I think Fragile Joe just lost to a regular PvE blind.
Holy shit. Already electric. I can't imagine what he was farming for. Maybe he just got a bad riffraff pull and then died to the first boss blind. But either way, that's a huge blind to die to.
He picked up the raffle. He picked up the riffraff after he lost that. So I believe he possibly only had the 8th ball and just tried something out. But we see an immediate riffraff of a kind play here with those fools being used on that Jack of Hearts. Jack of Hearts, we are jacking off indeed. That's a 5 of a kind being used straight away with 4 lucky cards as well, and that Smiley Face. We'll have to see if Wampus can really catch up, but with only lovers, he can't really do much aside from just getting a flush here. And with the Crafty Joker, he needs a big misprint here to even go on par. He's debating on just getting the to-do list hit.
I think it's worth it to go for the to-do list hit, although I don't think you can score 8k with just Crafty plus misprint. Maybe 22 plus the 80 chips you get from the craft. I doubt it. Misprint.
I doubt it. Plus the three misprints would have made you lose either way. Good play by Wampus, just going for the more consistency. That's unfortunate that we didn't have the calculator here. I would have loved to see if it was theoretically possible. And speaking of jacking off, there's a hit the road for Fragile Joe there, playing right into the jacks that he just put into his deck. That's the exact Joker that you want to see if you're Fragile Joe, which is rare for hit the road.
It's incredible pickup for it to show up right after you deathed 4 jacks into existence. That's really nuts.
Absolutely, and Riffraff being held actually on the side of Fragile Joe. Interesting.
It's interesting.
I suppose we didn't find anything else to get it for just yet, but so far Fragile Joe should have all that he needs for the time being. He only needs to get more jacks into his deck, and we can maybe see some 4 of a kind, some more 4 of a kinds, 5 of a kinds really to go for. Joined in Let's Go Gambling. Now there's a dilemma for you.
Yeah, I don't know which one you take. With Hit the Road, you are incentivized to discard a bunch quickly, and that does kind of play towards Conjoined, but having to think about what you want to discard before actually discarding and then playing your hands, I don't like the synergy. I don't like the stress you're putting yourself under. I think maybe you just go for Gambling, because it is also money.
It's money, it's scoring, it's in a way similar to Mime, where it essentially does both for you depending on the situation. obviously a lot less consistent than Mime, but we are gamblers after all. But I do want to point out on Wampus, should be happy about that Rockle, a pair of pants being picked up by Wampus there.
Finally, somebody's wearing clothing to these games. And Fraggle Joe's just over here jacking off. This is an embarrassing showing, I have to be honest with you. The entire Balatro multiplayer community can't wear any clothing to any of the games, and they're just out here with smiling faces while they juggle. It's almost like they have a to-do list of things to mess with me.
Alright, we're going a bit too far with this.
I'm sorry, I can't control it. Fraggle Joe's thinking a lot about this Let's Go Gambling.
I agree, actually.
Goes for the conjoined.
Goes for the conjoined. This is a really tough call to make overall. Conjoined has been so good during these games, and really, letting it pass while knowing that your opponent can pick it up is a big, it's a big possibly. Not a big thing that you want to pass up here, but we do see on Wampus is more consistent X-Molt with that duo.
Exactly. With that hit the road jack, we could see a pretty decent amount of times molt racking up, but Fraggle Joe just made so many copies of that jack that I worry that anything Wampus could do might not stack up to it.
I don't think so either, and Wampus chose the castle instead of either or, so really he might be a lot further behind here if Fraggle Joe can use that conjoint effectively. Blank Voucher being picked up for later. There's the duo that we saw on the other side. Will we sell the to-do list for it? We shall. We're holding on to our juggler for the time being, but now we no longer have any econ. So we'll have to, we have no econ on both sides, really. So
yeah,
we'll have to see how far this goes. But what I do want to point out is that Wampus is still holding on to those fools here. Hasn't been able to find any use for it so far, and we're burning one for the Temperance. Burning both for the Temperance. We want the cash, we need the power right away. Asteroid onto our opponent's flush. Emperor. Hungman, that's always something you like to see.
Hungman, I'm not gonna make that joke.
Yeah, we're not making that joke. Okay, we're stopping. Oh my god.
Wow. With Red Seal Poly Jack. That's
Did Fraggle Joe see that? I don't think he did.
I don't think Fraggle did, but it is in a standard pack. If Fraggle Joe opens up a regular standard pack at some point, it will appear because of the order.
Exactly, you're right. I had my normal Balatro instincts for a second, but you're correct. The moment we open a standard pack on Fraggle Joe, that's just so much power. We already have our 5 of a kind hack. That's really unfortunate. Not the one you want to see. A lot of rerolling on the side of Wampus with that double Temperance. We've played for more deck fixing on the side of Fraggle Joe, but we played for Econ on the side of Wampus. We have a lot more of the shop showing stencil.
I don't know what to get rid of here. I think I'm getting rid of the castle every day of the week here, and maybe even getting rid of the flash card or the pants, depending on which one I want.
We're getting rid of neither. We're holding on to these for now. Wampus getting more jacks for that hit the road, and Fraggle Joe getting a lot of procs as well. We're trying to feed that hit the road before it's too late. We do get up to ×4 molt, but now we need to find a hand to play before it's too late. Our opponent still has 3 hands. We have a full house. Now it's now or never. Here we go.
20.
We do get the +20 times molt. We do get the +20 molt, and with all of that times molt, that's 100,000. I don't think we have anywhere near that for Wampus.
Exactly, and without the conjoined Joker or the Let's Go Gambling, Wampus is really behind on the times molt game. He's got more flat molt, but really, can we even say that when Fraggle Joe is playing a full hand of face cards and he has Smiley Face? I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I think it's +25 molt. That's a lot more than what Wampus can conjure up. That castle has not been fed. That those pants are only at +12 or something? +10, my mistake.
+10 now. It was at +8 before.
Yeah, they're only at +10 for the time being, so really, until that flash card and those pants pile up, you really have no, you had nothing to really compete with that flat molt on the side of Fraggle Joe, and with those triple X molt jokers, he just had everything he needed to get through that boss line, and now we're at 3-2. Wampus having a dominant showing at the start, but what could make the difference is that polychrome red seal jack. That's essentially a glass. That's a glass red seal. That's essentially that in this game mode.
Exactly. That is the equivalent of your glass hand to play towards. If you can death that up, that can be really, really powerful. Especially if you find that smiley face again.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but this might be the best hit the road game that we've seen in PvP Ultra so far.
I think so. I think we're at the castle straight jerking it, and by it I mean my duo. I'm reaching for these ones.
You're reaching for these at this point. Immolate, it hits the
Jacks.
It hits the Jack, but that's still a lot of deck fixing to play for. A really nice Temperance as well. A lot of money being picked up. Hack, we saw that on the other side for Wampus, but no standard pack. We just haven't found any of these just yet. Really nice of-a-kind pickup there. Strength as well for more Jacks. We're gonna need those. We need as much deck building as possible until the next PvP line. We get one of our 10s. We need to find the other now. And unfortunately, it seems like we aren't able to find it just yet. We still have 2 hands and 2 discards there. They are 2 more Jacks to add to our deck here. So, which is essentially one more molt to add to our hit the road.
Exactly. And we see Wampus is going for some pretty different ideas. I don't think we've seen a whole lot of deck fixing from Wampus' side. Wampus is still sitting at 52 cards out of the total deck. That's just the regular amount of cards we have. Fraggle Joe's gotten rid of quite a few more, sitting at a 45 deck. It's going to be a lot easier for Fraggle Joe to find the cards that he wants. We see Shoot the Moon for Wampus. I don't think it's the game for this.
I don't think it's the game. What I do see is the Oops All Sixes. When Fraggle Joe finds this, his main hand is a lot of lucky cards. That could end up being a lot of econ, a lot of flat mold for him. Maybe selling the Juggler for it if he decides to. Not sure how many lucky cards Wampus has. It's definitely less. It's none. None of those cards are lucky. So either you pick up that speculative Oops All Sixes, or you let it pass, and you don't have to play towards those lucky cards as much.
Personally, I'm always taking the Oops All Sixes over the castle, but that's just because I don't see the vision. I guess Wampus really likes being in his castle alone by himself. Sells the pants, and looks like we're going to shoot for the moon.
And grabs Shoot the Moon. We talk about it a lot of that flat mold, and we do we don't have to discard our queens for most of our mold here, but the issue is that now you have really 2 face cards to play towards at this point, whereas Fraggle Joe can just keep making those Jacks and getting as much value out of them as possible, whether discard or making them. But really, he has more than enough face cards to play both at this point. As we see, he already has a full house, and possibly, okay, we do see a 4-of-a-kind queen that is going to be picked up here. 2 pair on the side of Fraggle. That double.
This might be closer than I thought it was going to be. With the Times Vault stacked up and the flat vault from Shoot the Moon, Wampus is actually putting up really respectable scores. I think he'll be able to beat Fraggle here.
That's going to be close. It barely beats it out.
Oh my god, actually, it does synergize.
Never mind, we still had
an extra hand too. Yeah.
We did have an extra hand, and there's another Oops All Sixes. Shoot the Moon on the side of Fraggle Joe. Are we picking that up, or are we skipping it over? But I will say, what Wampus did have as well was that Red Seal Polychrome Jack. It was played during one of those 2 pairs, and that just gave him that much more molt as well. I don't think it would have mattered in the long run. I think that last hand with the Shoot the Moon flat molt would have been enough if a pair was played. But as well, polychroming, that duo just gives him that much more times molt at the end of everything. That gave him exactly what he needed. I wonder what Fraggle Joe is going to decide to do, because there's that Oops All Sixes. I was going to say it might show up anytime soon, and he does sell the Juggler immediately for that.
Absolutely. You're not playing for any post-hand played in-hand times molt. No steals so far, so it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to hold on to the Juggler. All it's doing is helping you find more Jacks. But getting that extra lucky chance can pay off quite heavily.
Absolutely. We've seen it in a lot of the games before, that money shot spiraling into a lot of shops built up with that order, allowing you to get back up to speed. Fraggle Joe, unfortunately, not able to beat that blind, but it does allow him to farm a bit of lucky cards, but no hits.
Oh, did we lose another life? No, wait, never mind. He's still got a hand. Sorry. I was freaking out for a second.
No, we still got our hands. We still have It's really close for comfort, but we do get it. We are deathing a queen on the side of Wampus, and we still haven't opened that standard pack on the side of Fraggle Joe. That Red Seal Jack is right around the corner, and we just don't know it.
Exactly. Yeah. No, we haven't seen a whole lot of standard packs still. And I don't even know if Fraggle Joe really wants to pick up a whole lot of standard packs. He's been cutting his deck down. He's just been fixing towards the cards he already has. I don't think he really cares. He might not find that Red Seal Jack anytime soon. We'll have to see if Wampus is able to make way more copies of that. If so, it could be a real turning point.
More Jacks being copied by the Cryptid. That's a lot of that's just a lot of deck fixing on the side of Fraggle Joe. I feel like there's got to be at least, what, 10 Jacks in there? Possibly more.
I'd love to see the deck numbers. I'd love to see it. I think Wampus also sees the Cryptid here. Doesn't see his Red Seal Jack, but he manages to make more Jacks himself. It's not like Wampus is slouching on the amount of Jacks. It's just that it's a lot harder for him to find Jacks than Fraggle Joe, since he's just got, what, 5, 7 more cards in the deck? Yeah.
Absolutely, not to mention that first play, getting him so many lucky Jacks at the start. We quite literally burned one with the Immolate, but we still have way more. We have 11 Jacks on the side of Fraggle Joe, and that's a lot more than what Wampus has. We picked up the Raised Fist for just that little bit of flat mult with the Queens, but really, our deck is just not well built enough. We are picking up a Chariot, getting a Death out of that as well.
This could be something very, very powerful. Wampus. I'd also like to mention. We kind of slept on the castle here. The castle's at 111 chips. If we're going for that high card hand type build for Wampus, we've got our chips already. We need a death on that Polychrome Red Seal Jack.
There it
I think we're gonna discard it just for the hit the road.
We have 5 of a kind. It's weird to discard, but I do think it's a correct play to make given the jokers that we have. But yeah, you've been disrespecting the castle the entire time, but honestly, I don't think it's that bad of a joker. It's probably one of the best scaling chips jokers out there, especially in those sorts of games where you can just scale that with every ante. We do get 130k, and that clears whatever Fraggle Joe is able to accomplish. We have a lot of deck fixing, but we have pretty much no flat mult. We're torn in 2 different directions here because we want to discard those Jacks, but we also want to play them for the sake of that smiley face. And we don't have any sorts of chips as well compared to that castle, who's already at 123 chips on the side of Wampus.
Here's some interesting play coming through on Wampus' side. I think you should have put the steal onto that Red Seal Jack. That's a 2.25 times trigger. There's no other way to get red seals in this format other than finding them in the standard packs. I think passing up on that's a little bit of a mistake, but Wampus is so far in the lead here. He just has to play leisurely. Fraggle Joe is thinking a little bit too hard, I think.
Not to mention that given if you put that steal on this Jack and you manage to strengthen it after, that's just one more queen for you to use with the Shoot the Moon. Granted, it's not exactly as useful as possibly discarding it if you really need to for that to hit the road, but it could have been just one more queen for that flat mult, which is your main source of flat mult at this point. That Raised Fist is not doing as much as you necessarily would want it to, given the fact that you still have a lot of low numbers in your deck.
Exactly, and I'm trying to think about how does Fraggle Joe come back, get stronger, and win this next boss blind. I don't know if it involves the Conjoined anymore. Conjoined is a whole lot of times mult for us. I do think it involves that Flower Pot. That Flower Pot could be the key to everything. If we're able to diversify our suits on our Jacks, then we might be able to actually play a Flower Pot hand.
Possibly, and at this point, I don't think that's... Oh, do you risk the Immolate?
I don't know if you can.
It would be so good if that Jack was not there.
Yeah. Do you just risk it?
It's
tough.
tough.
Just risk it. He's counting up to see how much of a chance it is. I believe we draw as many hands as are in your...
It's so much more deck fixing and it does get burned. And it burns our other Jack as well. Oh, that's terrible. That's a terrible Immolate hit, unfortunately.
That's really rough. But we do find Blackboard. I don't know if we're in quite the shape to use it. Do we have queens? Like, are all of our queens black? Or...
We should be able to find some more suit jokers with all that econ we've gathered. But I will say I do not mind this pickup at all, especially when you consider you still have one ante to get to the boss blind to really use that Blackboard efficiently, and not to mention the fact that you're playing high card anyway, so you have a lot of control over what you keep in your hand no matter what.
Exactly, and so Fraggle Joe is now behind on the econ. I'm pretty sure, right? Fraggle Joe hasn't seen that blackboard yet. Wampus has pulled away in econ terms. So
indeed, and there it is. There's the blackboard. Where does we talk about it?
What do you get rid of if you're Fraggle Joe? Do you get rid of the hit the road? Do you get rid of the conjoined joker?
The issue is that in your deck right now you want to play different suits with the flower pot, and you have the blackboard. This is going to be really difficult to play around.
Interesting. Yeah, and with the added stress of conjoined joker, I wonder if we're gonna have another situation like the Jesus game that we just watched.
Ectoplasm on the blackboard.
Whoa.
That's a really interesting pickup on the side of Wampus. But I think also one thing to consolation. There's another X-Mode Joker that's really good in this mode. Wow, a lot of things happen in this single round. I will say though, on Fraggle Joe, I think that blackboard is also a lot more difficult to play around with simply because, one, you're playing for conjoined, and second, you're playing 5-card hands. You don't have any opportunity to control what you get rid of when you play your hands. So that blackboard is a lot more difficult to trigger. You see it here. You can't really play, you can't really get rid of any other cards, except we do have, thankfully, we have the world, so it should be able to pick up that, we trigger Flower Pot as well, right? Well,
oh my god, you're right, we do. Yeah, we have the 4 kind of Flower Pot proc. That's 635,000. Fraggle Joe playing phenomenally towards the Flower Pot. That's his real only out. But Wampus is still probably able to clear it with the consistent scoring of this high card build.
Absolutely, we play those pairs. We have just that much more times multi, and Fraggle Joe was just never able to catch up.
Wow, Wampus is just showing us the ease of play. I think every game that we've seen Wampus play, which is really only 2 here, it's been Wampus playing a simpler strategy to perfection, and his opponent's thinking too much. His opponent's trying to stack up too much. Wampus just took the shoot the moon and said, okay, I'll build queens. I'll show you how to get flat molt. I'll just get a couple of times molt. I'll make it work. I don't have to think as much as you. I just get to play as many hands as I want to. And it's working out.
Absolutely, he was just able to keep that consistent scoring up. You just need to play pairs. My reasoning for high card and blackboard still resonates true with the pairs. You just have 3 more cards that you can put in your hand to get rid of any potential blackboard preventing cards, and it shows dividends here. Fraggle Joe was just never able to trigger that blackboard effectively in that last round, even well, he was able to do so with the last hand, but 4 of a kind was not leveled. It wasn't that hit the road didn't manage to get much simply because we were playing really fast for that conjoined joker value, and in the end we just weren't able to use our joker setup effectively.
It's crazy. It really is crazy. And I think anybody in chat who is wondering what the power of Shoot the Moon is, look no further. Playing these mid-game high card builds where you just get to shovel hands into the fire and get points out, that's what it's for, man. Get to have as much as you want.
I will say an unsung hero of this build has absolutely been Castle. At the end of the game, it leveled up to almost 175 chips around that, and that's a lot of chips for a high card / pair build, which takes a long time to scale in that regard. And Castle was the only Joker that Wampus really needed when it came to chips, and just allowed him so much more flexibility when it came to that blackboard, when it came to that Shoot the Moon build. Getting that Ectoplasm at the end, getting the constellation, didn't even manage to scale it really, and still blew his opponent out of the water really easily, and gets into finals that way.
Yeah, and speaking of finals, his opponent in finals, Clust, did not manage to move on to the finals. Instead, we've got the #1 on the leaderboard versus little Wampus. Maverick versus Wampus is going to be your finals for this Bad Lacho NA tournament. And to cast that game, we've got Super Hider and Vagabond here. Dynamic duo. You all know them, you love them.
The other power couple of the commentary booth here, and cannot think of a better way to end this tournament. We'll simply let them take away with the mic here, and we'll just let you guys enjoy this commentary. It's been a pleasure to cast for you once more, and yeah. Good luck to Wampus, and good luck to Maverick for this finals.
Yeah, for real. Like, this was an amazing game. That game was great, wasn't it?
Dude, that game.
Every game.
Look, don't look at the MMR, Wampus. Just ignore the MMR, Wampus. Just it can't hurt you. It's not real. It's a different game.
You guys don't understand. And this is why we're so surprised seeing Maverick taking it in stride. Number 1 on the leaderboard for a reason. He's finally proving himself. He can compete in Battleatro. This is like a big sign. This is huge.
Dude, I want Wampus to look. Maverick needs a win. He's been fighting in Balatro for a while. I mean, he's been number 1 on the leaderboard for a good amount of time. He still needs that tournament win, but it would be so funny if Wampus won, bro. It would be so.
I want Wampus to win so badly.
Bro. Look,
just his name, like the aura surrounding it. Wampus, please.
Wampus. Look, you guys don't even know the full name, bro. Wampus Bompus. Y'all weren't ready for that second part of the name, bro. Wampus Bompus. My goat, dude. I've only seen 2 games from him. He's already my goat.
Wampus needs to sweep him. Take him out of here.
We're still waiting for the POV from Maverick right now, but we're getting that on the we're getting that up here, but
yeah, but I don't think you guys understand the sheer amount of Balatro multiplayer Maverick has played. He has one of the craziest game counts I think I've seen so far. Let me pull it up here because it was wild. Like over 500 games played, 500 Balatro multiplayer games.
Where is that? I mean, there's a leaderboard for games played, right?
Yeah. Let me tell you, 538.
Where is he on the leaderboard for games played? I could have sworn that was.
Let me see.
Hot and Spicy has played more. Hot and Spicy has played 616 games. Maverick is right next to him with the 538. So.
Both pro gamers.
That is to give you a comparison.
Not Nyami. Not Nyami used to have them, but they've stopped, I think.
Yeah, they stopped grinding as much for sure. I mean, that's crazy. That's so many games.
That's so much Balatro.
317 wins total.
I thought I played a lot, and then like I compare my stuff to these guys, I'm like, Jesus, I don't have a chance. I was up against Maverick earlier in the bracket. Bro sweep me. I only managed to get 1 life off him. He was a tough opponent. He put me into submission quickly. You gotta be careful of that when you're playing against Maverick. He knows how to put you in that chokehold, and he's going to keep you there until you stop. You're gone. We're gonna have to call the ref in. Let's see. I haven't seen any of her Wampus games though. Has he always been this good?
I've never seen Wampus before in my life, bro. Just these last 2 games. He cooked Jesus first with a full straight build. He went shortcut. He went shortcut. Polychromed that shit immediately. He just knew from the very beginning. He was like, let me just polychrome this shortcut, go full straight build, and just cook Jesus with it. And then up against Fraggle Joe, I'm not gonna lie, I missed a lot of the match, even though I was streaming it, because I was doing my laundry. Okay, I was taking care of myself. All y'all take care of yourselves, okay?
Yeah, don't forget, guys, we're not Balatro degenerates. We have lives too. We don't spend every waking moment on Balatro. I swear.
All right,
Let's
hold on.
See what else is happening. When is this game going on?
Okay, big, we got it. We got it. We're on. We're online.
All right, hell yeah! I cannot wait.
We're just getting, we're picking the deck right now, I believe. What deck do you want to see for this finals? Personally,
I want to see Plasma. I want to see Plasma so bad. I haven't seen a single Plasma game. After yesterday, I'm hooked on it. It's so fun. I don't know why people hate it.
Well, look, I enjoy Plasma, which is why I let myself get cooked on Plasma the other day. Okay, well, I thought that I was the Plasma goat.
Monumental.
The amount of disrespect I was receiving, I know. I'm aware. I'm aware for that loss, but whatever. It's fine.
Yeah, we don't talk about the great chaos.
We don't talk about it.
We leave it in the past. But no, I think these guys are probably going to take it as something simple. I think that's the way they like playing Battleatro.
Yeah, I think Wampus has to throw Maverick a curveball here. I think if Wampus... Like, the ideal situation for Wampus is you get on that Plasma deck, you get on that, I don't know, something more confusing, something with a little bit more sauce. Maybe Ghost deck, maybe there's a weird Onk at the beginning, who knows, okay? Because I feel like Maverick's number 1 on the leaderboard. If bread and butter, if it comes down to just red, yellow, blue, your bread and butter decks, I feel like Maverick's gonna cook him. Wampus needs something special. Needs something
Yeah, no,
spicy.
seriously, bring him to green deck. I think green deck would be fun here. I like the way he switches up economy.
Okay.
making
Well,
up
we have
for that.
decided we are going with painted deck. That is very
that is so
interesting.
cool. I like cool.
Because here's the thing. On painted deck, you're always going to be wanting to go for those shoot the moon builds, those steal high card builds, but it's less easy in Bad Lotro, I would think, because Red Seal, you can no longer find Deja Vu in Spectral packs. There's only one way to get a Red Seal, that is in a normal pack, and there's no Baron anymore either.
Yeah, and that's why I think packs in this Bad Lotro especially are 100% pickup. You have to take them if you see them, especially if you have the money, because you could find something that really just puts you apart from your opponent. That Red Seal does everything.
Yeah, everyone talks about the in-hand effects on painted deck as well, by the way. Wait 1 second. Maverick stream went down. Let me see if I can fix that.
Yeah, no problem. 100% painted deck is so fun. 4 Joker slots, it's gonna be really difficult. Considering Bad Lotro, like by its name, it's only made up of the quote-unquote bad Jokers. You are gonna have a little bit of trouble in these early rounds. You gotta kind of play it like you're playing Gold Stake. Gold Stake is 100% the play here. Just make sure you have basic chips, basic mold. If you have that, you are doing good. Let's see. Where is everyone gone? I feel like, did my Wi-Fi go down?
No, Wampus is just waiting for Maverick right now.
No, I see.
Yeah, no, be
Hey,
very
this is
gentlemanlike.
sportsmanship, guys. This is sportsmanship. We need more of this. People are just so kind. Really, really nice.
All right,
I
we're
would love
back.
to
We're
have
back.
something open. Hell yeah. And
Did we
I
get a
think we
prediction
are
going, by the
back in
way?
game. I'm pretty sure I got one going, yeah.
Fire.
Sick. Let me check it out, read out the stats anyway. So we have 67% chance thinking Maverick's gonna steamroll. Our poor little Wampus Bumpus. So let's hear some W's for Wampus in chat. I want to like see him beat Maverick with all my fiber, all my being. I believe in him. I believe in the Wampus Bumpus.
Dude, I will say
So-
early stencil here, very interesting. However, it is not going to last very long. This is painted deck, only 4 Joker slots. Perhaps the worst stencil angle long term of all time. But early on, it works. It does
It
its
does
job.
enough. I mean, what else do you really want it to do? It just gives you a decent multiplier for the beginning.
Yeah.
working
Extrillion X,
out.
you're asking why is it ×4? It's because it counts itself as a slot. If you have 2 stencils, it counts itself as a slot. You can have 4 stencils, and they'll all be 4x. That is why. But we're
Isn't
seeing
Balatro such a cool game? They
We're
like
seeing-
think of all the tiny details.
2 different forms of tarot generation right now. We have Wampus with the hallucination and Maverick with the superposition. I think Maverick's actually going to take both. I agree with this completely. We see Wampus picking up that red card, just trying to play some basic Balatro. Go for that gold stake win. Just skip packs, get base molt, have ×3 molt with the stencil.
Let's see here. Economy-wise for both players, I don't think it's too bad. They just need to find something good. I think hallucination is a really good tarot card generator. People sleep on it.
Yeah, absolutely. Hallucination's very good, but also I think that superposition's even better in this spot. You're playing on painted deck. You have so much hand size. Normally the issue with superposition is it's really hard to discard enough cards to find your superposition straights. Like in this spot, Maverick already has 4 out of 5 of the superposition cards. He wouldn't be able to discard very much, but now he can discard a lot, finds the straight, but he might opt to not play it because he wants to keep the gold card.
Yeah, speaking of gold, Wampus ended up skipping for that investment tag, meaning he's going to be quite rich after this PvP. Timer is up, making sure Maverick knows that he skipped somewhere.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
think Maverick is just gonna focus on generating these tarot cards, beefing up the deck, making it a little bit better, and I think it's a good way to go, considering Wampus doesn't really have a future game plan right now.
Well, I mean,
at least it's a call for.
We talked about it earlier. As far as Painted Deck is concerned, it's all about that steel. It's all about that gold. It's all about that held in hand effects. Anything that you can do that increases your scoring or your economy that doesn't have to do with your Joker is going to be massive. And so when we have this superposition, maybe we want to be playing these superposition straights, generating chariots, generating devil cards.
God. Chariot Lovers Rise. Chariot Lovers Rise. I love Chariot so much. It's such a good card. Steel cards, I just love using it. I mean, there's never not a reason to pick up a Chariot.
I mean, look, I would normally like this red card, but this is Painted Deck. You really, I don't know, skipping in packs is going to just put you so much farther behind as far as deck fixing is concerned. And the base mode will be amazing for this face-off if Maverick doesn't find something crazy. Like, he does have, look, I don't want you guys to get too excited for this red card with Wampus, just because notice the world card in Maverick's inventory, okay? Look at the world card in Maverick's inventory. We're gonna see a flush house during the PvP.
Yeah, that's a little bit scary. If I'm Wampus, I have no clue this is happening right now. I have no clue Maverick is being an absolute generator of tarot cards, fixing up his deck so much in such a short amount of time. We even went to the first PvP blind yet, and Maverick is being able to find these consistent hands and being able to give enhancements to his queens. It's going to be very difficult for Wampus to even touch what Maverick is going to pump out if he finds his good hands.
But he does. That's the thing, though. Maverick does have to find the hands. Notice they use the spades. I was expecting them to hold on to that world card for the PvP, but they actually use it a little bit earlier, and so they're going to be heading into this PvP without that world card. They're going to have to search in their deck to find their fours. I don't even know if they have like two of the same exact card like they do with the fours, so they're gonna have to generate something mid-round to beat Wampus here.
Yeah, and both players going into this round absolutely broke. Maverick buying the reroll surplus, which is a really good voucher, but we are broke. But, you know, that's fine. Since we're both players are broke, we are going to be A-okay. Actually, I lied. I forgot Wampus had an investment tag. He is going to be rich after this PvP blind, regardless.
Yep. 100% Wampus taking the lead in lives here and in money. We're not able to generate a tarot card that's going to save us here in this PvP blind. We're only hoping for something that can help us afterward, and that's a death.
It's pretty good, you know? Round 2, Maverick is going to be a lot stronger.
I mean,
right now,
he better be. I mean, he has the superposition and the hallucination, sacrificing this early life here to just make sure their deck looks significantly fancier and more fabulous than Wampus is.
Yeah, and I think he's already doing a really good job. I'd like to get a look at what the deck looks like right now. I think it looks magnificent. If we see a driver's license come up, that could be huge with all these enhanced cards.
Absolutely. That's on the list of things we're looking for as Maverick here. We're looking for driver's license. We're looking for shoot the moon. We're looking for any sort of thing that can help with our enhanced cards.
Oh boy, Wampus, you need to get something else. You can't just stick on that stencil. You have to change up here.
I mean, you
is
say
this just
that,
really
but
the whole game plan? Like, are we just gonna scale up this red card, and then Stencil is gonna do the heavy lifting?
Well, there's no way it's the whole game plan. You know, Stencil can always be replaced by a flower pot or something that is more consistent. There's no way the Stencil's going to stick around all game, but it's just very convenient for us right now. It's clearing these blinds for us, and we don't have to spend any money on packs here. Speaking of packs, let's see what's in here. I was personally hoping for an Ankh, because Ankh Stencil would go crazy, but...
I would. You know, I think it's the funniest play of all. You have to kind of take it. We're just going to take the medium, though. Easy tarot card. I mean, that's what Wampus needs right now. That's the one thing that's kind of the difference here between Maverick and Wampus. He has no tarot cards whatsoever. His deck is looking kind of basic.
I mean, that's basic. Fine. Look, a basic deck to go with a basic lineup, you know? It's,
You know, it's a lifestyle at this point. It's a lifestyle. He's been living this every day of his life.
But, I mean, we see Maverick.
God, flush 5 from Maverick? Oh, my lord.
What's crazy is that still doesn't beat red card stencil. That flush 5 just does not clear Wampus's red card stencil. It's kind of crazy. So
I think we pray here. I think this is the moment.
Well, I mean, even as Maverick right here, I would be pretty confident in this spot. I know that my opponent's running Stencil plus some base molt, and that's why they screwed me over in the first PvP. But that honestly would give me more confidence than Depression in Maverick's spot, because that means I have better tarot card generation. That means I am gonna have a better fixed deck, and in the long term, there will have to sell out of this Stencil.
Yeah, but how long is Wampus gonna be able to take a run on with this red card? I think it would be very interesting to see a WAP point. The scaling starts going in Maverick's favor. Well, I think we just need to find a huge X mold flower pop for anything.
All it's gonna take is one X mold. That's literally all it's gonna take.
One thing I love, my favorite enhancement in this game has to be Lucky Cards. Just that plus 20 money proc just makes me go crazy every time. I love gambling. It just like it touches a little urge inside my brain, and it just makes it feel so good. You know, guys, I think I might be addicted to gambling. I think the addiction's finally taking over.
We see Maverick taking so much longer to get to these PvPs because like everything's just so much more meticulous here. I mean, we have to play these superposition straights. Like he's I mean, I love the line that he's taking here. It's comforting to my soul knowing I'm not alone in the max greed. Okay, I absolutely love this from Maverick.
This is actually looking pretty good though. He's gonna be making a lot of money if those Lucky Cards hit. I would love to see Oops All Sixes. That would transition him so well to being able to go into scoring mode.
Yeah. So I mean, you guys need to know your lives are a resource. Maverick is sitting at 3 of them right now. That doesn't mean like, oh no, I only have 3 lives left. That means you can lose 3 more times. Use that to your advantage. And right now, I mean, that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna keep playing these straights. We're gonna have a very strong flush 5 here. It's probably not gonna be enough to win, considering Wampus can just throw any high chip at the hand at the wall and it's fine. But like here's a flush. It's gonna score very well.
Let's see. I think that's beatable. I really do.
Yeah, maybe so. If we get lucky on some lucky card procs here, we have Steel. Hitting that calculate button, we'll see what the high end of this score here is.
Okay, we need to get really lucky.
I mean, Wampus scored 21k here. I think that's very beatable. We scored 21k earlier. No, not enough molt, but
nowhere near. I think the plan is that we have to stop generating tarot cards. Yep. We need to actually start getting our scoring up. This is where we need the pivot.
Yeah, I do want to say, I want to point out Maverick's Mariandy here. Someone in the chat talked about it. Well, said not going to mention Mariandy. Actually, I think we 100% should mention Mariandy. It's allowing Maverick to find these superposition straights very consistently. And the -1 hand size on painted deck, it doesn't even matter, bro. Who cares? So, also, Wampus with the double rare skip.
I think it's a play. I mean, like, this is the kind of shit I want to see Wampus Bumpus do. This is what I want to see him do. Make plays like this.
I mean, what
Maverick
would
never ever in a million.
We're both doing it. People, we find conjoined duo, but now this stencil's useless. I mean, but that's the X-Molt. That's the X-Molt that we need. I would have skipped the banana there.
And we just take the banana as an extra low treat.
No, 100% take banana. What am I talking about? Why am I saying skip banana? You 100% take banana.
It's free molt. Never say no to free molt.
I was acting like we still have Invis Joker, but the double rare skip makes sense. I mean, as Maverick, what are you lacking? You're just lacking that X-Molt. That's what Wampus has had over you this entire time. Is the 3x molt from Stencil, but I mean, that's where all your X molt is. It's in your rares. That's where your driver's license is. That's where your duo is. That's where your conjoined is.
Oh, here we go.
And now we're seeing the advantage. The advantage that Wampus had is I don't know. It's not around
huge.
Anymore.
It's just that red card. The red card is doing so much work right now. Well, it's gonna give us a lot of molt.
It was now it's the red card. The red card's the difference. But the problem is plus 18 mult, or however much that is, that's literally Maverick's flush 5. That is literally Maverick's flush 5. It's completely fine. I mean, Maverick just needs to find it as quick as possible, so that to deny conjoined value here.
This is gonna be a very, very funny game, because I don't know, conjoined is always a huge a part of the reason why people don't like multiplayer, because it forces you into these situations where you have to play faster than your opponent.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're not able to take your time building your own hands. It's kind of forced. Like, you're like, well, I have to do it quickly, and you start misplaying. I've done that like before, where I was playing with conjoined, and I ended up using all my hands on accident. Just because I was trying to finish it way too quickly.
Yeah, I mean, and we're seeing that punish happening right now. Maverick forgot about the conjoined Joker, or it looks like, because I don't know, he looked a little bit lackadaisical with the way he was playing, but could be wrong.
Let's see. No, nowhere near. We're still 7K behind, I think.
Okay, and now Wampus just needs to go a little bit farther here. We're picking up this this hallucination. That's a seeing double and a let's go gambling. Personally, you gotta take let's go gambling, right? You gotta take let's go gambling. Okay, seeing double makes sense as well. But here's the thing. They're on 1 life. Look, I'm saying this from the commentator POV. I guess from Wampus POV, it looks like you're super, super ahead, right? But I feel like, as a commentator, I see both perspectives. And I'm saying you gotta hit that let's go gambling, right? You gotta hit the ×4. And that's how you win.
I would say so.
Maverick's at 1 life.
I'm gonna be honest. Let's go gambling has not worked for me a lot. It always works when I'm like trying to just throw away random hands and then I overshoot the blind. That's happened to me so many times when using it. And then the fact where I'm playing my final hand, I needed to hit to win the game, and it just doesn't hit, and I just don't want to use it. But then another part of me is like, I gotta keep gambling. Like, I can't let it stop here. Diamonds are so close. I can feel them. And that's why I gotta admit, I am a let's go gambling user. That's my origin story.
Notice Maverick has a lovers in their flush 5. At least they lovers up one of their 4s, which allows them to utilize this seeing double.
Yep, it's all coming together now.
Maverick pink.
Let's see, we're gambling now. We're gambling.
I do understand the play, but I do want to point out it's less good for Maverick than it is for Wampus. It's similar to Idol in the sense that you only need it to hit once if you're Wampus to have it completely cook Maverick. Over the course of 4 PvP blinds that Maverick has to beat Wampus over now, the chances are you're probably going to hit it in one of those. It's a 1 in 4, you have 4 attempts, right? But for Maverick, they're at 1 life. I mean, maybe they're looking for their hero moment here with this let's go gambling like Jesus did when it saved him twice. But I gotta say, I don't know about the gambling plan.
Yeah, we'll see how it works out. Anyways, I just really want to say Wampus has been incredible so far. I was expecting Maverick to turn on after the 2nd or 3rd anti, but Wampus has really just kept the pressure on, making sure to consistently score high.
I mean,
that's credit you have to give.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Wampus recognizing, hey, maybe the greed early isn't worth the lives that it'll cost, and maybe I can just punish Maverick here. I can play incredibly aggressive, take the stencil and the red card, that's base molt and times molt. That's the recipe for greatness right there.
Yeah, no, sometimes you just have to score more than your opponent as quickly as possible. You don't have the time to set up the deck the way you really want to. But let's see how this goes in now. This could potentially be the final PvP blind, which is very scary for Maverick.
I mean, Wampus' setup is looking really nice. That's a foil pair Joker. The scoring is undoubtedly in Wampus' favor here. It's just going to be more consistent. It's all about if Maverick hits this let's go gambling at the pivotal moment. I mean,
I think Wampus has this in the bag. That is some consistent high scoring.
Yeah. And I mean, Maverick's conjoined Joker's just not going to be online. This is going to be the craziest upset in tournament history. What is this, a 700 MMR difference?
It's a little bit bigger than that. 740.
We have a
I
death
think.
for the steal. We have a death for the steal. Maybe it's enough. I don't know.
Maverick pull it back. It might be.
What? You don't death steal there?
What? Vagabond?
Oh, it's enough.
You won!
It's enough. It's
okay.
enough. It's enough. It's enough.
It's calculated.
It's calculated. It's calculated.
We definitely were not going to shit talk him. 100% if you didn't win that.
100%. Oh my god. And okay, this is looking very scary all of a sudden. Now that flush 5 is scoring that much, I mean the difference was chips, right? That's a Polychrome King in the pack. That's a Polychrome King in the pack.
Why you always open the card packs, the booster packs, you have to pick them up because you can find stuff like this and it just gives you such an advantage.
Did gambling proc, by the way? I didn't see. Was Maverick saved by gambling?
I think he was. I think it worked out for him.
Because if gambling procced, then Wampus just got so scammed.
What do you mean? Maverick believes in the heart of the cards. If gambling hit, gambling hit.
No, it hit. Oops.
Like,
okay.
No, unfortunate. So it would have been even more if it did hit.
Man,
Maverick still might have it in him.
I feel like if I'm Maverick, I'm thinking about selling this conjoined here because I'm clearly like I don't know. Maverick just has not been able to play their hands fast enough. Wampus just busting out these pairs. At some point, you just gotta recognize I'm clearly not the one who uses conjoined. It's clearly my opponent, and I need to just focus on having another Joker slot to use more optimally. But if Maverick can show us something better in the next PvP with how quickly they play their hands, maybe it can be a different story.
I'd say in the right line of thinking, saying we just ditch conjoined, we're taking way too long to actually make our high-scoring hands. But let's say exactly, what would you do if you had to get rid of conjoined? Like, what Joker would you be looking for?
Well, I'd be looking for a driver's license or any sort of consistent X-molt. Maybe some kind of retrigger. If I found Sock, maybe I'd drop it. Because we did find a Polychrome King. Maybe Hack. We have a lot of 4s. Just any sort of consistent X-molt. Flower Pot I would even consider, even though it is a little crazy since we're playing flush 5s. If we get enough wild cards, we have 2 in the deck. 1 more means we can play flush 5 with Flower Pot. We have the Death. Could be in consideration here.
Yeah, Wampus going into this blind with a couple of planet cards, just holding them for now. Why not? I really love Constellation and Battlelatro. I think it's a really good scaling Joker in this sort of format. I was able to get it up to around 7x one time, and getting plats is quite easy, and it's really, really good. But unfortunately enough, you have to come across it early, which isn't going to help really either of these players.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're seeing here, I mean, Wampus literally just playing simple, basic Balatro. You have your chips from the pair. Amazing. It's foil as well. You have your red card. That's some solid base mold. You have ×2 from your duo. And you just ship it and send it. And it easily clears the blinds. Maverick here playing more multiplayer focused. Playing that flush 5 with the lucky cards, no base molt in sight on Maverick's Joker slots. Oh my god!
Oh my god, we got triple Polychrome Kings! Wild card as well!
See,
oh my god, that's crazy. That is nutty!
That is nutty. We're holding the strength for the, oh my god, flush house. Oh my god, we're gonna be going for flush houses.
Are we gonna see reverse sweep? Is it possible?
I mean, you look at the scoring, and I mean, Maverick not only is scoring way more than Wampus, but it's only getting better. You have the Polychrome Kings, you're gonna be deathing it. Like I don't know, like you just death that, you just print
off
it.
The purple seals.
You just print the Wild Kings. You have the Seeing Double, because they're all wild, and you just win. I feel like this is a pretty easy Maverick victory if Wampus can't pull off some crazy score right now, and I do mean literally right now. Oh my god, Gambling.
And don't forget, if this game drags on any longer, Maverick is going to be able to find Flower Pot potentially, which would just make his build even more crazy.
Gambling proc.
Let's see though. Gambling always procs. Huge. Here we go. You guys ready? We're gonna see Maverick rise from the ashes like a phoenix. It's happening.
Oh my goodness, dude. I mean, I guess if you're Maverick right now, you're looking for Sock. Constellation could be a consideration. It's a good amount of X-Molt. You might want to get rid of Duo for it, but Maverick just deciding it's not gonna be fast enough. That's a driver's license, though.
Ooh,
you easily
is
sell
perfect.
Conjoined or Duo or Seeing
Conjoined
Double,
goes.
any of those.
I mean, potentially you could sell Let's Go Gambling here. I'd be okay with that.
But yeah, Maverick is incredibly ahead right now. I mean, Wampus would just need so much here.
Yeah. Painted Deck is a very, very fun deck, guys. If you haven't played it, you should. This is what you get to do. You get such large hand size, lets you play around your deck so easy, find the hands that you're never able to find.
We saw a holographic Shoot the Moon in the shop for Maverick, but again, this is an important distinction. Once you already know where your base molt is coming from, you just don't need it. Okay, you have your Flush 5 base molt, the level is ridiculous, all your Joker slots are taken up by X molt.
I mean, that's kind of what you want. I mean, now I'm looking at Wampus here. 2 of our Jokers on our bench are solely just for getting us chips and molt. Well, Maverick is just all multiplier Jokers. It's making his score go up quite crazy. Well, Wampus isn't really scaling to that level quite yet.
And we literally are seeing here what I was talking about earlier in the game. When it's Painted Deck, you need to find ways to make your deck compensate for having less Joker slots. And all those tarot cards early with the superposition and the hallucination just really made Maverick's 5 of a kind, Flush 5, Flush House, all of these incredibly high base molt base chips hands very, very consistent. So Wampus is stuck with this red card and this foil Sly Joker. That's 2 slots that Maverick just has for free.
Yeah, it's all thanks to deck building. That is the one major decision in this game that Maverick decided to do. He's been fixing up his deck the whole entire time, and look at this. This is beautiful. Whenever I see a Maverick hand, it just looks so nice. There's so many gold cards, so many looky cards. It's just great. With the polychromes, and we're scoring high as well. This is like prime Balatro.
Got 3 gold cards in hand as well. I mean, we're rich. We've got everything. We literally have everything. Blackboard in the shop. Maybe we consider that. Looks like we're rolling past it. Personally, I would have gotten rid of the Duo for it, but
yeah, here we see Oops All Sixes. That's a very tempting choice, but
Obelisk.
Not really.
Obelisk. I would consider Obelisk.
Obelisk is a big one, but what are our hands looking like? Have we, do we have enough room to wiggle?
We played a bunch of high cards and a bunch of pairs, so it would be a little bit hard. We would need to make sure that we are only playing three of a kinds. But I mean, Obelisk is so good. I don't know. Obelisk is so good in this Bad Lotro tournament just because there's nothing better about, like, there's no better way to get such high amounts of X-Molt. I mean, Campfire probably competes with Obelisk, but man, I mean, also another thing to consider is this is Painted Deck. You have a lot more hand size. You can manipulate which hands you play so much easier. It looks like we have decided to get rid of Let's Go Gambling for Obelisk.
Yeah, we're probably just going to farm it up as much as possible here, make it as big as we possibly can to get into this next PvP blind. I think if Maverick is still able to steamroll Wampus here, this game is just over. That Obelisk is going to scale really, really high. And I don't think Wampus is going to be able to get out of here just yet. His deck isn't up to par. We're missing a lot of things.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that early game aggression from Wampus almost paid off. It was so close, man. It was so close to just winning the whole thing. Maverick went down to 1 life. 1 life.
And this is what you're saying, Vagabond, you know? Like, lives are lives. That's how many times you've left until you lose. You gotta make sure that you're treating lives as a valuable asset. Because sometimes you're just able to find what you need to and start scoring again. You're just always looking for that next Joker in the shop, that next tarot card. If you find it, you win. You win big. Big gambling.
Yeah, I mean, Maverick took the time it took, the lives that he lost, he's used them to assemble Exodia here. He has I mean, Obelisk, driver's license, like he's got all the pieces together, man. Wampus just doesn't have that level of Exmol. He doesn't have the deck together, man.
Oh, this is so nice. We're gonna get so much money. We're here taking our time as well. Wampus letting it happen.
I mean, it's the finals. Wampus doesn't want this to be decided by a timer.
Yeah, that's fair. What are we seeing around 130k? That is quite powerful.
Yeah, I mean, 594k on a flush 5. On a flush house. Yeah, that was the flush house. That was not even our flush 5, which we've leveled up a lot.
Oh no. And we find a death in the shop going to this PvP blind? Oh my. If you're a Wampus lover, I'd be in shambles right now.
I mean, we have death that's
looking rough.
I mean, the thing is, death is probably going to be on a steal here. I mean, you want to use it on a Polychrome King, but we have 3 Polychrome Kings in the deck, I believe, and if you play 4 Polychrome Kings of the same suit, and then 1 other card of the same suit, it will count as a 4 of a kind. I guess you can still play a 5 of a kind. Just probably not a flush 5, maybe? I'm not sure.
We'll see.
He reset his obelisk!
Oh no!
Oh no!
That is a major oopsie daisy. We did not mean to do that.
He reset obelisk.
Yeah.
There's no way that's enough to lose though, right? I mean, we're so far ahead.
I still think his hands are just better. What he's able to dish out.
169k. Let's look at what Wampus is doing. 96k with a pair. It's not close, man. I thought that, I mean, maybe I mean, Maverick just entertaining the audience here a little bit, you know, just doing some tricks on it, you know. He's
yeah.
Maverick.
This is what a good Balatro player looks like. This is what the #1 Balatro player in the world looks like. Just flexing on us.
Maverick reportedly reset his obelisk.
Yeah, he reset his obelisk just like the flex on us, saying he didn't need it.
Yep. I mean, we're gonna have
that's exactly what's happening.
Flush house here with the same double. It's just over.
Oh, that's so nice.
4 million.
What a build.
Entertainment gambit. Man, this is
We've achieved peak performance for Maverick. This is good. We've assembled the build. Wampus Weber, what are we looking for to try to fix this deck? That red card is just so outdated. We need to get rid of it ASAP for just probably more mold.
Yeah, and I mean, this is why it's not very good in PvP. I mean, red card is very solid gold stake Joker, very solid just base game Joker, but in PvP, it just doesn't scale, man. You don't want that very high base molt on Jokers, man.
Yeah, it's just better to have hand size. You gotta use your hand size, guys. This is the point of the deck. You get 4 Jokers, but you get more cards in your hand. I get it now. It all makes sense. Use your hand to the best of your ability. Oh, I really like Maverick's lineup of tarot cards here. Just kind of waiting to be used. Deck fixing at command. Like a wizard with spells ready. Let's see. They're both doing this very... Oh, Constellation, like I was talking about earlier. I don't think we're going to pick it up, though. Last Life. We need something that's going to really make a difference.
And there's very little I can say Wampus here besides... Okay, you know what? There's like one thing I can think of. Wampus needs a full hand of steel with a pair. That's the only thing I can think of. Well, even that doesn't have very high chips. But you have to utilize the fact... I mean, the only way to outplay Maverick here is with the deck. Maverick has better Jokers, better deck currently as well. Only thing you can do, find a red seal in a pack maybe somewhere in the next blind, steal it, death it a billion times. Will that happen? Probably not, but I don't see how else Wampus can win.
Yeah, this is a little bit cooked. I really thought Wampus had the lead, especially early on, just kind of brute forcing his way through Maverick's lives, but now we're kind of seeing Maverick is just better built.
He's built I'm sorry,
Wampus. He's built different, Wampus.
Now we're not overcoming the 700 MMR gap today, but I do want to say
You know,
I do like the
You always gotta
attempt.
believe, Vagabond. You always gotta believe something might happen. Something might change Wampus's future. He might get divine fate. What if he finds Schrodinger's stone? It could happen.
Schrodinger's stone. He's gonna find a red seal stone card, chat, and then he's gonna steal
Polychrome
it
as
up.
well.
It's gonna be a king or a queen or something. It's gonna be queen. He's gonna find a shoot the moon. He's gonna death it 1,000,000 times, all in the course of one shop with only $61. Watch right now. It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen right
I don't
now.
know what you're. It's just gonna happen. Just take a look. Look at this.
Look, you see the standard pack? There's step 1. Okay, well, we got step 1.
There's a
We
stone.
got step 1. That was about
There's
as far as
1.5.
possible. That was about as far as we could get.
Yeah. We'll see what happens now. Chariot, we kind of have to pick it up.
Shoot the moon?
Ooh, do we have
Could be
queens?
better than red card. I mean, maybe. I mean, it looks like we don't have very many queens in the deck, though. I mean, the big thing here is driver's license, but I don't know if we can get that online in time. And Wampus recognizing that here, I think you still got to take it and go for it. You don't have very many options. You have maybe enough consumable slots to do something with it, but
Yeah.
I mean, Maverick just
good
found
card.
that driver's license so much sooner with the earlier deck fixing. They had the gold cards in the deck from the hallucination superposition. They had so many other methods, so many more temperances. Like it's looking cooked. Maverick walking into this PvP with a fool and a death card that is going to go on the polychrome and the
He's
steel.
still rolling. We found a temperance. We're able to keep rolling down this shop. Wampus has definitely not made it anywhere close to this far down it.
Yeah.
Oh my god. This is just... We're spending down last life. Gonna pick up another level for Flush House.
And it was that early greed. It was that early early greed that just really paid off for Maverick, man.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta admit, Wampus, you should have known better. You should have better, Wampus. All our hopes and dreams are riding on you. But this, you know what this is gonna be? This is gonna be character building. You're gonna come back next week, and you're gonna just wipe everyone again. I believe in the Wampus. It's gonna happen. But let's see what he can score. We're getting a lot of more deals in hand. Probably gonna play our flush here. See what we get.
Yeah, we have the Death and the Fool. We're gonna have almost a full polychrome hand.
Oh geez, we're gonna see something big, aren't we? Something quite massive, one might even say. Oh, we still got more tower cards. We got tons.
Yeah. And that's gonna be your full hand of polychrome kings here. It's gonna be a flush 5. I mean, I guess we're just looking for more steel at this point for Maverick.
Why
and
not?
we find
Oh
2
my
more
God.
steel. Jesus.
What is this hand?
It's gonna score so much. Why you gotta hit the calculate button, Maverick? Ruin the suspension for all of us, bruh. Oh my goodness. Alright, GG.
Crazy. GG.
17
What a
million.
game.
Wow.
That is massive. What a score.
I think that's the highest score I've seen all night.
Yeah, Bad Latcher, the high score champion. This is crazy though. Good job. Wampus, come on, let's see what you got. Show us what you got, Wampus. 100%. The whole main difference here had to be deck fixing. It's just, it's so crucial on painted deck.
Maverick scored 100 times Wampus's score, by the way. 100 times. Checking the deck out, seeing all those polychrome kings. They know. They know. They also see the obelisk in the driver's license and know that there's a reason they lost. But GG to both players. Congratulations to Wampus for making it to the finals. I mean, I've never seen or heard of Wampus before. 307 MMR, making it this far, honestly very impressive. And Maverick, number 1 on the leaderboard, won through the top of the bracket all the way to the finals. Wasn't even close. Had a little bit of a scare there, but they turned the corner, and GG. Kongratulations. I just want to do a quick shout out to all the staff that helped out with the tournament. I believe Lava, Killed by Lava, helped with checking mods, and they did an FAQ at the very beginning. Dusty Crumples checked mods, I believe, helped out there. Shout out to our commentators, Jomo, Rokal, Scoped, Super Hider, and Migs that helped out in a little bit. Was there anyone else? I don't think there's anyone
Everyone
else.
who's watching and all the players who played tonight.
Shout out to all the players and all of you guys for watching. We'll be back next week. This is the final weekly of this weekend. We will see y'all later. We just gotta find someone to raid.
Yeah, who should we raid? Let's take a little look.
We can raid.
Does anyone we know online?
Can raid C-Dubs. I know C-Dubs. I don't know if anyone's playing multiplayer though. Let's see if anyone's playing multiplayer.
Wait, shit. Yep, let's take a look. What should we say when we raid, chat? What should we say? You seeing anyone?
I'm not.
Here, someone start the stream. Someone start the stream in chat. We'll
someone start of it, bro. We can. Oh yeah. We can just say Happy Mother's Day raid because it's Mother's Day.
Yeah, happy.
Let's raid C-Dubs. I know C-Dubs.
All right. Going to him now. Chat, you ready? Chat, when you get in there, I want you to say C-Dub smells.
No. Ask him if he told his mother Happy Mother's Day.
Oh, Happy Mother's Day, guys. Don't see what I said. That was rude. Don't listen to me. I'm a bad influence. Right now.